Solo.
Hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs! We're off to a fantastic start where I was Mr. Clicky McClickerson over here and ended up doing something weird with that intro, so I hope you enjoyed that ride. And then I had about a huge coughing fit right as I was about to go live. So yeah, we're good. I'm gonna probably need to take a break here in like a second to get something to drink. So let me actually do that now before I cough in your face some more. And scene. All right, here we are. Nothing a little coffee can't fix here on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We're going back to Farmingdale. We'll see how beautiful it is when some zombies start eating our faces off, because that is what zombies do. This is a patron challenge from VideoBlam, and excited about this one. We're going to do epic solo rules. I get to choose one of the characters, which you can always do. I just never do. But I'm going to do it this time because we are playing with the Real Zeds of Farmingdale variant. Now, who wants to know about that? So, if you go in the back of the Dawn of the Zeds A2Zeds book, Comprehensive Rules, in Rule 13, we have some optional rules. Now, the pro player options have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different things that you can do to make this game a little bit easier. But no, VideoBlam's like, screw that, dude. We're going to do the Real Sets of Farmingdale, which is one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 things you can do to make the game harder. Now, 2 of those are only for the versus mode, so I don't think that would apply all that much, but here we are. And the Real Zeds of Farmingdale, again, it's on page 31 of your A2Zeds comprehensive rulebook. Zeds are not blocked by other Zeds. Instead, when Zeds enter a check space, not including start spaces, fill the space to the stacking limit with the strongest Zeds and push the weaker ones back. That means that the strongest Zeds will always be pushing towards town center. If Super Zeds are in the game, they automatically count as the strongest units. When there are only multiple Super Zeds, compare their strengths when displacing units. For pressure events, move the strongest Zeds unit or Zeds mob on a track that has not had any Zeds pressure event yet during their current turn. This limits the Zeds pressure events to a maximum of 1 for any given track. Then we're not playing with pressure events. We will not be playing the multiplayer rules. We will be doing this solo. If someone can jump in the chat, let me know that we are good to go on your end. That would be super, super helpful, and I will go ahead and start putting this beast together. So here we have the fate cards. I'm just going to shuffle them real quick and put them behind my I don't know, man. People are like, don't be so mean to yourself, Greg. You're not that ugly. No, it's my ugly mug, my bearded face, my bearded cherub face. We're going to take care of this and put this back here. All right. And done. Now we're going to go ahead and set up the research deck. Now the research deck for the Director's Cut level, which is level 5 for the Epic Solo mode, is going to have 7 early research cards. So I'm going to go ahead, shuffle the early research card deck, and we'll take off 7 of these puppies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The rest of those come out of the game. And then we're going to take the late research cards. Now we always have the 5 that have the exclamation point. 4 of them are for super weapons. 1 of them is for the antidote. The other 2, we're going to add 2 more to that, and I'm just going to actually roll the die for these because some of these are really awful and some of these are very good. So let me get a D8 over here. Where's my D8? I need you. Here we go. So we're going to roll the D8 once. I got an 8. There's only 7. Come on. Don't show off. Here we go. There's a 1. And that's a 5. So the late research cards go away. those flipped over off screen. I did not see them. Don't worry too much. We're going to take the... Actually, early research cards probably shouldn't go that far. Let me put them over here. And then we're going to shuffle these 7 cards in my hand, and I will roll the dice to get these fully randomized. So I rolled that. It's a 1. There's 6 left. So there's a 2. I actually rolled a 2 on both dice. Funny. There's only 5 left. There's only 5 left. I'm using up all my 6s before the game even starts. So 6s and 2s. That's all we get today, kids. There's a 4, so 3, 4 in the center. And here is our late research cards. Here is our early research cards. They will go over here. Remember, to start our research deck, we have the DPC commission card. Means we need a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to get the research party going. And who is going to be better to do that than Professor Agee? Remember, she is a science hero. She also has the diamond clearance, so she can go through the catacombs without having to make a catacombs roll. She's a 2 strength attack on her healthy side, a 1 strength attack on her other side. She can move 4 every time you spend an action to move her. She can be moved into the hospital staff office. She is a bioengineering PhD, which means that she receives a +1 to her research die rolls. She can also attain a 4th super weapon component, where most other heroes can only have 3. All other heroes only have 3. The Mother of Invention, once per action phase, she can spend the Mother of Invention action marker to gain 1 additional action marker, 1 additional event action, by increasing the current infection level by 3. Place the Mother of Invention marker on the card to keep track of it when you use this ability. The Epidemiology subspecialty, when Agee is in the hospital staff office, every heal action causes -2 infection instead of -1. And decontamination, once the super weapon is discovered, when she restores order, it causes -2 infection instead of the normal +1. Super, super exciting. All right. I'll get the rest of the heroes in a bit. I do want to get this event deck set up. So the event deck, we're going to have our ending event. Now there are 7 ending events if you have all of the content. So I'm going to roll a D8. I rolled number 3, so that will be our ending event. This will come out of the game. We now need to set up our Chapter 4 events. Chapter 4 events, we're going to have all 3 of the special events. That's 1 brains, the what the heck is that, and the oh, this is bad, naturally. And we're going to shuffle the regular Chapter 4 events. We're going to take 5 off the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to shuffle them to randomize them with the special events. I will not roll a die to roll this one down because that just seems a little bit more excessive even for me. And then we're going to put this on top of the ending event. So that is 9 cards, including the end event, and then the 8 that are in Chapter 4. On top of that, the 10th card from the bottom is going to be the Help Arrives, the National Guard Arrives card, so we'll put that there. Now we go to set up do the setup for Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has 4 special events, 2 of which are brains cards, and 1 is a what the, there's more, and then the where are they coming from card, so that's super exciting. And we're going to add 11 standard events to this. Space People says, hey, good luck. Sound is good. Thank you. Adam N.A., you're a board game machine. I think I have to start a channel. I'd play way more if I had an audience and could talk aloud to them instead of myself. But talking to yourself is so fun. Yeah, it is pretty wild. Like, I do. There are weeks where I play on camera more than I play off, and that has become more and more common, I think, in the last few months, especially with all the construction in my house. It just kind of taking up a lot of time. But yeah, it's been a really interesting experience as this channel has grown, and really kind of kept me enjoying my board game collection to the extent that I do. So I do appreciate that aspect of it. So let me get 11 standard events: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now the one thing I will say that when I have a schedule the way I do, it does keep me from keeping something like Aeon Trespass Odyssey on my table and just playing the crap out of it. But I think that's also probably healthy and in some ways enhances the experience for me, because it's not like I ever get really sick of one game by just having it on the tables. But binging a game the way I used to is is something rare. I mean, I used to play Arkham for days. Like, I just absolutely love the heck out of that game, and now I just don't play it hardly at all. Now I just don't play it. Now I just play it hardly at all. Double negatives are fun. Anyway, so that will, is that a double negative? I don't know. Everyone knew what I meant. Hopefully. So there should be 15 cards in my hand here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That's great. That will go there. The Chapter 2 special events. We have the Doctor is in. Brains, and you gotta be kidding. I agree. So we're going to shuffle the standard events here. Get 11 off the top. Bring this process closer to a finish, which will be nice, and then we can get this party started. So 11 off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, 11. 11 at the top, then I count to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Take these 4 cards, throw this in here. Shuffle these up. There should be 15 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Excellent. Put them on top, and then we need 6 Chapter 1 events, and then that is that. So the Epic Solo game, we have a total of 36 plus 10, 46 cards to go through today. So if we can make it, but this Real Zeds of Farmingdale is definitely going to enhance the difficulty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not even sure I knew there were alternate variant rules or alternate rules. Alternate variants, probably redundant. There alternate rules at the bottom of the rulebook. So I always, one of the things I really like about these patron challenges, it's like, oh, that's a thing that I could do too. That's super fun. Let's give it a try. So I have 20 heroes left over here to my left. I'm not, just trust me that they're in the order I say they're in when I roll the die. So let's randomize who my other starting heroes are going to be. I rolled a 1, so we're going to get Wilson. You know I'm not lying if I'm putting out Wilson. Woof. All right. Wilson's actually grown on me as a useful hero in the right game, but yikes, him and Agee early. I really need to get some firepower in these next 2 rolls. So we have 19 left, and here comes Pickles. Now I rolled a 2, so 1, 2. We're gonna get Sheriff Hunt. I absolutely dig that. Sheriff Hunt is going to come into play with his leadership card. So Sheriff Hunt is a nice addition to the Wilson the Hermit and Professor Agee thing that we have going on here. And now, last but not least, we have 18 left, and I rolled a 17. So, right, I have 18 left, so 17. So, ho, not General Lee, which is good. And we get Alan Zeno Jones. So I definitely don't hate that either. Some really freaky things that he could do. It could be a really fast way to get us through this research deck. So Wilson the Hermit. So fights on a 2 on his healthy side, a 1 on the unhealthy side. When you spend a move action, he can move 4. Scavenger rolls 2 dice when conducting a forage action. Lucky Charm. When Wilson is stacked with another player unit, but not in town center, that unit can roll an extra die for all their rolls, including combat and saving rolls, and select which die or dice to use to determine the outcome. Shortcuts. As part of a move action, Wilson can move from any space to a same numbered space on an adjacent track for 1 movement point. A player unit in the same space as Wilson may take a shortcut as part of its own move action. Premonition. While in the play, the top card of the fate draw pile can be inspected at any time. So we basically would just have this turn face up. Oh, look at this. It's a good one. I like that. It's a good start. Sheriff Hunt. Abilities, leadership. Once per action phase, he may spend his leadership action marker to gain 1 civilians or refugees unit, to give 1 civilians or refugees unit in his space or in a space next to him 1 free action. Place a leadership marker on his card to keep track of when you have used this ability. Long range, he can make gunfire attacks from 2 spaces away, but with a 1 shift toward the Zeds penalty. Tough. Each time you receive a hit, you roll a die. On a 1, 2, or 3, you suffer that hit normally. On a 4, 5, or 6, that hit is canceled. Martial arts. In every hand-to-hand combat, he is allowed 1 reroll, and that result is final. And then we have Alan Zeno Jones. Fights at a 4 on his healthy side, a 3 on his non-healthy side. We have a move of 4 when we use a movement on him. Sheriff Hunt, by the way, fights on a 5 on healthy side, 3 on not healthy. So anyway, abilities: one, he can be moved into a hospital staff office or a laboratory space. Where did he go? During the 4 hour phase, you may spend 1 available refugee's activation to place this hero directly on the laboratory or in a hospital staff office space. If he is in one of those spaces already, you may spend 1 available refugee's activation to move him directly to any empty space containing no player, raiders, or Zeds units. His own agenda: once per action phase, he receives a character action to spend on his unit only. Place his own agenda marker on this card to keep track of when you've used this ability. Prototype gun: this hero consumes 1 supply instead of 1 ammo when making gunfire attack and human testing. While Xeno is in a hospital staff office, he can spend his own agenda action to move 1 unit in a hospital bed in the cemetery to turn over the next research card for free. That can be stacked with Professor G being in the laboratory doing a research roll action. So we could, in theory, get through 2 research cards in a single round, which can get us to that super weapon a lot faster. So I really do dig that. All right, we have to set up our special civilian units. We're going to roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of these dudes is going to go in the town center basement. One's going to go in the security guard post. I rolled a 2, so this one goes here. This one goes here. We now have our regular civilians. Again, we have 4 2s, 2 3s, and a 4. 6 of these, and I mean 6 of them, are going to be on the board by the time we're done with this. So I'm going to roll a d7, and we're going to start with Beauville, then East Irick, and then we're going to go around. So we got a 6, so we got a 3 here. And now we'll just roll the rest of this down. There we go. The 3 and a 4 on the suburbs. That's some clean living. I rolled a 4, so we have a 2 here. We're going to go to Lefty's Pass now. I rolled a 3. We get a 2 here. We're going to go to the highway track. I rolled a 1. And I rolled a 2. So one of the 3s is out. So we started off good, and then somehow managed to roll 4 2s in a row. And this last one, which is another 3, is out of the game. So a little bit of a unfortunate situation there. You'd much rather have all the 3s and the 4s. I do have a rules clarification. In the last game, I had Colonel Hunt in the. Is it Colonel Hunt? Colonel something. Colonel Kingman. Sorry. It's Sheriff Hunt. Colonel Kingman in the game. You can only have 1 barricade on a path, which I knew that, but I failed to appreciate that the stronghold counts as a barricade for those purposes. I think I at one point put a barricade and the stronghold on the same path. I don't think it ultimately would have mattered, but that is something to keep in mind. We do have to get our starting heroic civilians units. They're all over here to my left. I do need a d10 because there are 9 of them if you have all the expansion content. Here we go. I rolled a 2, which is going to be the checkmates. Trust me, I'm not lying. That's actually a very fortunate roll. I will dig it. So we're going to take this marker over here, and that means that we can potentially get an extra action every turn. Checkmates are super awesome. They start as a 1-1, so 1 strength on their healthy side, 1 on their wounded side. They move 3 every time you spend an activation on them. Their abilities: at the start of each action phase, roll a die. If the result is greater than the number of event actions received that turn, gain 1 additional event action, even if that increases the number of event actions past 4. Replace the event action marker with the checkmates event action marker as a result. And then the rule de jeu: each refugee's unit in the refugee camp increases this unit's full strength side by 1 and reduced strength side by 1/2, rounded down, as new people join the club with a mind to fight the Zeds. We also have our trains. We are playing with the Rumors and Rails expansion. So we have this train is the highway forest track train, and then we have the other train, which is the mountain suburbs track train. Woo! Space People says, oh, Mike Gomez is here. Good morning. Can't stick around long. Work and such, but just came by to say hello and good luck. Thank you, sir. And Space People says, nice lineup. I agree. It's going well. We're going to win. Maybe. I'll find a way to grab defeat out of the jaws of victory for sure. All right, hold on one sec. And we're back. He's got to be there. Okay. Rock on, baby. Let's make the magic happen. Yeah, that was crazy. It was like Professor G and Wilson. I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden it got fairly good. So we are going to draw the first event of the game. No, we're going to get starting resources. Stop lying, Greg. Liar. Liar. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck. Anyway, roll dice. We get 9 resources, but then we take the lower of the 2 dice for ammo. Is that right? I almost did the differential because I played way too much Nemo's War. I think you get the lower for ammo. Why am I absolutely blanking? Yeah, I think we get 4 ammo. No, the higher of the 2 dice for ammo. It's obviously, it's been too long. Build the research stack. Roll 2 dice of 6 minus the lower die amount. Right. So there, I knew those subtractions. So we get 2 ammo. So 6 minus 4, we get 2 ammo. And we get 9 resources. We add those together. So we are going to need to get some more ammo, especially want to take advantage of Sheriff Hunt's little pew pew ability. He's a pew pew gun. That's what he does. All right, let's make this thing happen. So we're going to draw the first event of the game. What is it? It's going to be Hellraiser, just to drive me nuts. Oh, it is not. It is not. Oh, we got to draw some regular Zeds. So there's going to be a regular Zed in the start space of every track. I knew I was forgetting something. So we have a 3er over in the suburbs track. That's super great. We have a 6er in the forest track. We have a 6er in the mountain track. We have a 5er in the highway track. And we have in the tunnel track. Last but not least, we have another 6er. Great. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, 4R1. We can move. I think I need some ammo. I don't want to. I could move him there. Sure, we're going to take this train and we're going to move it up the mountain track as our 4R activation. And then we are going to get a +2 ammo for when we get there. So remember, when we end at the mine, we get 2 ammo. When we end at the nuclear power plant, we get 2 event actions. We end at Farmington University, -4 infection, and we end at the farm, +3 food. The rumors on rails came with stickers. Like they didn't. I saw pictures. They look kind of crappy on the board, so I just put them on like coin capsules, and I just had the coin capsules. You could argue it makes it look more cluttered. I don't know. I just prefer that than putting these weird little stickers all over my board. But that's me. But we're going to go from there. Infection level. Infection's at a 0, so I don't need to bother rolling that. Eat, I do need to eat 1, because the card tells me so. We're going to go to the Zeds phase. We're activating the highway track. That's how they sound when they activate, and any other track. What track should we activate? We're going to activate the mountain track, because I have Hunt up there. He's ready to rock and roll. In the event action phase, we are going to get 1 event action. I'm going to do the roll for the checkmates now. I rolled a 1. So I do not get an additional action. At the beginning of this phase, we're going to do a Zed's pressure event. We're ignoring pressure events. Then each hero and heroic civilians unit in a namespace may conduct 1 free forage action. Most excellent. So we have Alan Dino Jones. He's in a namespace, so he's going to do a forage action in town center. I rolled a 2. Most excellent. Sheriff Hunt is in the namespace. He's going to do a. Oh wait. When stacked with another player unit, but not in town center, so we don't get the extra die there. Sheriff Hunt is going to go roll 1 die in the Lucky Strike mine. I rolled a 6. I love it. That's going to give me 2 ammo. Look at me, 6 ammo. Started with 2, up to 6. Wilson the Hermit is doing a forage action. When he forages, he rolls 2 dice. We take the higher of the 2, so I rolled a 1 and a 2. Super helpful. Professor Agee is foraging in the town center. She rolls a 2. This is going really well, and checkmates are going to forage in town center. I rolled a 3. Whoo! So I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice, and only one of them was higher than a 3. That's it's a really good start to this game. Now we're gonna go forward with the rest of this turn. That was mildly painful. I'm going to spend one action. Remember, yeah, there's one player action token because we're playing a solo game. So we're going to move into here. I'm going to do this player action, and we are going to research. I need a 2, 3, 4, or 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3. We got it. So the early research card is, look, a distraction. While this is the current research card, your regular civilians unit can suffer 1 hit and then retreat if they survive to prevent adjacent units from advancing. This cannot be used to prevent the placement of new Zeds units. Curious, stupid onlookers. Bam. Stupid onlookers playing childhood games such as Tag, Red Rover, and Keep Away were found to attract the attention of the Zeds for short durations. Of course, the stalling of a group of Zeds by fools playing with danger rarely ended well, usually in a panic. So we need a 4, 5, or 6 to continue with researching, and obviously with a G we need a 3, 4, 5, or 6. We're going to do this leadership thing. We're going to give that civilians unit in the space adjacent to Sheriff Hutt a free action. That's going to be a forage action. We rolled a 4. We did a 4 in a namespace, so we can get one supply. And now Alan Zeno Jones has his own agenda, so he's going to spend a thing just on himself. Yeah, we probably want to start popping up some barricades here. Oof. We will. Alan, where do you want to go, Alan? And why do you not have diamond clearance? And Wilson has diamond clearance because Wilson is amazing. All right, we will. When did we trigger the rumors again? Wolf, I feel like we trigger the rumors. When a refugee unit gets back into play. Sorry, my brain is like, what is happening? And Trespass Odyssey is ruining my ability to play any other game. Yeah, I don't love the highway track. I don't love the suburbs track. We have some issues. I will move Zeno 1, 2, 3, and now it seems dumb. Is he gonna forage again? Maybe he'll just forage. We'll do that. So remember, the trains in the 4-hour phase should have been clearer. You can move a train. Trains can carry up to 2 civilian units, 2 player units, except it can only carry. It does take an extra action, an extra 4-hour activation to load the refugees onto them. So you can use the trains to get refugees back to town center. When the trains go outcoming, when they have to flip over as a 4-hour activation, then they can move back. As soon as they get back, they do go right back to the outbound facing way. But yeah, they're a nice addition from the Rumors and Rails expansion. But that is the end of this turn. So we're done, and now we go to housekeeping. So we get this action back, this action back, this action back, and now we will go ahead with the next event. So again, there are 5 more Chapter 1 events. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, 4R. It is a 2. It's going to be 2 event actions. Yeah, I did probably dumb to move Zeno that way. Yeah, I'll move the train out with 1 activation. Since we ended up there, that's 3 more supplies, so that gets us up to 12. I brought Wilson with, again, Wilson stacked with someone outside of town center is super helpful. And then I'll use another 4 activation to flip this train going back toward town center. Infection levels of 0, don't need to do anything about that. Eat, I do need to eat 1 supply, so we're down to 11. Zeds tracks, all Zeds tracks activate. So we activate the suburbs track, the forest track, the mountain track. Mountain track comes up. This causes our first hand-to-hand combat, so this goes away. those dudes are no longer defiant. We are fighting at a 6 to a 3. 6 to a 3 is Z, 6 to a 2, I'm sorry. So that's Zeds times 3. However, the terrain shift of the lefty's pass makes it shift over 1, so it's actually a Zeds times 2. Booyah, I rolled a 9. Zeds times 2, I rolled a 9. That's 1 damage to the Zeds. Remember, I could have just taken the damage and prevented it from advancing. I didn't want to do that. So 1 damage to the Zeds, 2 damage to our little civilians unit. They're going to start moving back. And then the refugees unit is like, oh, this is bad. They become... The villagers unit is like, oh, this is bad. They become refugees and they run away. That is a namespace that is now under Zed's control. So we get our first chaos marker. We're going to activate down here. So it happened pretty quick on these 2 tracks. That comes in, infection level goes up. This comes down. It is Zeds times 2 because it's a 5 to a 2. We have a terrain shift on Ingeborg, so it becomes Zed's advantage. Rolling 2 dice, I rolled a 4, big roll. So 3 damage to the player unit. The villagers become refugees. Ingeborg is now Zed's control. We put our second chaos marker on the board. Remember, there were only 10 more candy corns. If you had to place an 11th, we lose, but there are ways that we can restore order and get those candy corns back. So we also have to activate the tunnel track that goes in, and it's in a chromotechnic slab. We get another candy corn on the board. So that's a pretty rough chapter 1 card. In the event phase, we get 2 event actions. I'm going to make the roll for the checkmates. I rolled a 2. Oh, that's so awesome. At the beginning of this phase, we do a Zed's pressure event. During this phase, all move action toward town center by units adjacent to Zed's units are free. Well, that is most excellent. So let's get some dudes back. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 1. These are all free movement actions. We're going to do 1, 2, 1. So when civilians move, they can move 2 in each activation. Yeah, the regular civilians. And when refugees units move, they can move 1. What else is adjacent? These guys are defiant, so they're not going to move. So I was able to move 4, so that was super helpful. We now have 2 actions plus the mother invention plus the leadership. Let me check the chat. Nothing new. That's fine. I'm going to spend 1 event action, and I'm going to do a research action. I need a 3, 4, 5, or 6. I got a 5. Look at me go. Early research card number 2. Half turning. While this is the current research card, all Zed's outbreaks automatically reset the infection level to 2 instead of having to roll the die. That could be super helpful. Some homeopathic treatments seem to have an effect in that some people do not fully turn into a Zed, but slowly half turn into one. It has slowed down outbreaks locally, but people distrust the newly half turned more than they feared the turn. We need a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to continue on our research. Next round, remember, you can only do one successful research action every round. Yeah, Sheriff Hunt is going to try to punch this dude in the face. So we're doing an action, and then we're doing an ammo, and I'm doing a gunfire attack of a 5 against the Zed's units in Lefty Pass. So a gunfire attack of a 5, we'll put this little marker over there, rolling 2 dice. Booyah, I rolled a 4 because I'm rolling really good. So that is 2 damage. We're going to do another... Did I use this last turn? Yeah, I think it had the 1 and the 1. Yeah. I'm going to do this player action and another ammo. We definitely want to have this guy flip, doing a gunfire attack of a 5. I rolled a 4. It's going to be one of those days. That flips over. That's fine. I don't want to use any more ammo. We're going to do leadership. We're going to be able to give an action to our refugees unit in the space next to them so he can move 1. It's a little unfortunate. Leadership is going to be harder and harder to use at the current state of things, so that's a problem. Wow, that's pretty bad. And then his own agenda, we're going to do a forage action. We're on a space outside. Well, I guess we could just do a forage action with Hermit too. Let's get some supplies and barricades are fun and all that stuff. So we're doing a forage action in the farm. We want to get some more supplies. Well, that actually has to be his own agenda, and since we're outside of the thing, Wilson the Hermit adds it. So we actually are foraging with Alan. We take the highest die. We're in the farm. A 5 gives us an extra supply, so we're up to 12. Again, I'm going to start building some barricades on the various tracks. This is done. We go to housekeeping phase, flips, 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 and next event number 3 of chapter 1. Booyah! Heroic civilians arrive! Raiders, rangers, refugees, rescuers. We'll use this activation on the refugees, so these guys are going to move there. Again, getting the refugees in quick is going to be super helpful, not only for the checkmates, but also gets us some rumors out. Those rumors can be game-breakingly good. We're now going to go to the infection phase. I need to roll higher than a 2. I rolled an 8. Look at me go. I need to roll higher than a 0, so I don't need to roll for eat. Zeds are going to activate on the tunnel track. They're also going to activate on the highway track. In the event phase, we get 2 event actions. I'm going to do the roll for the checkmates. I rolled a 5. Look at me. We get an extra action there. So that will be nice. The begins phase, place a new random heroic civilians in town center. I have 8 heroic civilians left. I rolled a d8. I rolled a 6. 8, 7, 6. We have the Savior Corps. Dun, dun, dun. And they are going to come into play in town center. We'll get the Savior Corps card. Supplies are going to be our friend. Where are you? All right. 2 fight on the one side, 1 on their reduced strength side. They on each activation they can move 3. Field medical station. Once per turn, this unit may spend this field medical station's action and a supply action to perform 1 heal action to any unit on or adjacent to its base, including itself. Emergency preparedness during each eat phase, add +1 to your die roll when rolling for supplies consumption, and food bank when they enter play immediately gain +2 supplies. So we get up to 14. Most excellent. We have our actions. I'm going to spend the checkmates action to do a research. I need a 3, 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 2. That was super helpful. Event action, doing another research action. I rolled a 2. Super helpful. Event action. I rolled a 6. There we go. 3rd time's a charm. What do we have here? Zed's Jerky. We get 2 more supplies. Gets us up to 16 supplies. Animals attacked by Zeds that escaped and did not turn were deemed uninfected and safe to eat by scientists. These poor survivors were quickly scavenged by hungry locals for protein. The most popular new food item is seasoned meat strips, dubbed Zed's Jerky. I need a 4, 5, or 6 to research again, and obviously we'll be doing that next turn. So I had to burn 3 actions for that, so that sucks. It's my technical assessment of how that went. How do I really feel? How dost thou really feel? All right, we're going to use his own agenda to do a forage action in the farm again. We get +1 because we're stacked with Wilson the Hermit. I rolled a 6, so that's 2 more supplies. Supplies are my friend. We're almost maxed out there. So that's a thing. We're going to use this player action here to move the Savior Corps 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to stack them with Hunt. That's fine. So leadership, don't have. I could do that. Nah, no thanks. I could heal those guys. Healing the 2 strength dudes seems like a giant waste of time. I just want to get the Savior Corps up there with Hunt so we can start making use of his leadership, because leadership's going to be wasted this turn. I think that's it. That's really all I can do. I'm not building any barricades or anything, unfortunately, but I think we can get that in future turns. Obviously spending a lot of actions to try to get through that early research deck. So everything resets. This goes away. We go to the 4th event. Ah! Oh, that's terrible. All right, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So we have 4R2. So 1 and 2. We're going to get Whoa, this is terrible. Infection level, I need to roll higher than a 2. I rolled an 8. Look at me. Eat, I need to roll higher than a 0. And I have a +1, so I need to roll higher than a -1. I think we're good. Highway track activates. We get a candy corn. Forest track activates. We're totally good. We get, at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. So I should have actually not done that yet. So I might have to redo that. We'll see. So fate draw. No, I'm good. I'm going to draw this card. Noelle is going to go in the suburbs. That's super annoying. I will take her off her little freaking pedestal and she will go there. I'm going to replace this with a reminder token, or at least put one on top, that I'm going to have to start dealing with that. Now, where's the Noelle Hellraiser card? Disease spreaders. Special, +1 infection per disease spreader at the beginning of every infection phase when they are on a track but not on a start space. They have a saving roll. They're going to be super annoying, and yeah, not happy about that. Hence the little squeal that I made when I pulled that card. It is a very brutal Chapter 1 card for sure. So I'll just put this over here. Most excellent. That just tells me all the rules about how they work on the card, so nothing else to read there. I've already done the Zeds activations. Woof, we get 1 event action. I'm going to roll for the checkmates, and I rolled a 5, so we get another event action. Thank you, chess nerds. I appreciate it. Woof. All right, we're going to do research. I'm going to spend the checkmates action. I need a 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 4. Awesome. So we're going to get the early research card off the top. Zed's Poisoning. While this is the current research card, at the beginning of each action phase, you may inflict 1 hit on the weakest Zed's unit adjacent to any civilians or hero unit. Baiting Zeds with toxic treats is showing steady results. The trouble is that one Zed's poison is another Zed's meal. Sometimes fresh fruit gives Zeds a tummy ache. Other times it is organic gluten-free ice cream. And then once it was Frisky Frank's chili cheese jalapeno hot dogs, but those also have the same effect on the living. You just never know. We need a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to research again next turn. But we can get a hit in there at minimum. We are going to do his, man, I'm almost maxed out of supplies, so that's, probably should fix that. All right, I'm going to use this action to move the Savior Core here. I'm going to use this leadership action to give the Savior Core a research, a forage action, and then I still have this player action here. They forage in the mine. We rolled a 3. That's not going to get it done. Man. I have this player action. I should probably build a barricade. We already have 4 candy corn on the board. That doesn't make me super thrilled. This guy's got to get devoured. I could have healed someone with the Savior Core. I like having the Savior Core there to keep Sheriff Hunt alive, so hopefully that is a thing that works. I get 2 event action from that. Yeah, I'm going to do this player action here. And we can build a barricade there, move this guy 1, 2, 3 into there. And then the special forces do have a move of 3 when they activate. So they're a little faster than the normal civilians. And then we have his own agenda. We're going to do a forage action in the farm with Wilson the Hermit's help. I rolled a 6. We are maxed out at 20 supplies. Fascinating. All right, so Noelle is on the board, but she's still in a start space, so she will not start making life difficult for a little bit, but that little bit is going to be a very little bit. So this card is out. We go to our 5th event. Bam! Oh, that's super interesting. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, and Rescuers. So refugees are going to come in 1 more here. Nope, we'll do it this way. 1 more here. And infection level, I need to roll higher than a 2. We're good. Infection phase, I should say, eat. We eat 1. We're down to 19. At the beginning of this phase, place 1 new Zeds unit on an empty start space of your choice, if possible. Otherwise, place it on the start space with the lowest strength Zeds unit. If and when a Zeds unit enters a space occupied by any civilians or hero unit this turn, you may freely retreat that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. So regular Zeds unit, where's it going? It will go. Woof. God, Noelle is the absolute worst. Now, she's not considered the super Zed, so she's not gonna like the Real Zeds thing is not gonna trigger. We have an empty start space and a mountain track. Obviously, I'm pretty set up with Hunt there. I will need to start getting some successful forage rolls with the Savior Core, but at least we have the leadership thing to make that easier. These should have all flipped over, and that will be fine. All right, let's make this happen, kids. So we're activating, we did the eat, we're activating the suburbs track. I already placed that. There's going to be a pressure event, which we're ignoring. So this activates, goes up here. Infection level goes up to 3. We're going to have a hand-to-hand combat. This defiant marker comes off. It is a 4 to a 3, and then East Iraq makes it a human times 2. All right, human times 2. Make the magic happen. It's an 8. I don't hate it. An 8 with humans times 2 is 3 damage to this dude, so it just flips. Again, they have 6 health altogether, 3 on their healthy, on their strong side, 3 on their non-healthy strong side, and now Noelle comes in as well, because she's the freaking worst. This is going to activate again. It's activated again. I am going to just retreat with this dude. This flips over. And we get a candy corn here. It's good to get a candy corn on the suburbs track in the distance, because if you have an outbreak, you don't want that thing to go on Beauville. Remember, when there's an outbreak, the Zeds that you add either goes on the closest town or the closest place with a chaos marker, and it does prefer the latter. So if there's no chaos markers that go on Beauville, I'd much rather it go on East Iraq. Iraq, whatever. We're good. Speaking is hard. All right, we're going to do one event action. And then we're going to, and that was a free retreat as a special rule because of the card rule number 7. Cardio. That's right. There's some cardio. Great. The other option is, do I just fight? But I kind of like a candy corn there, to be honest. I think that makes more sense. And a 4 to 4 with a 1 shift. If I get some ammo, I can just fire it in. What the heck happened over here? Wait. Didn't I attack that guy? Yeah, he should. That accidentally flipped. That should have 100% been there. And then I didn't mean to put this guy there. That guy should have been there. I just put it on the wrong thing. I was like, that just all looks weird. Yeah, so when Noelle came out, it said at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw and place the Noelle standing in a straight, blah, blah, blah. Nope. No, place a new Zed unit on an empty space of your choice if possible. I placed a new Zed unit on that empty space. I accidentally put it on. I would not have put it on a highway for obvious reasons, and then that was flipped to a 3. So I don't know why I flipped that back. I just got distracted by my yammering. I think this still makes sense. I am just going to need to get some ammo real fast. So, Tony, with Blinky Wilson in play, can't you just keep the top? Oh, yeah, this should be flipped over. Thank you. Oh, a man with no name. So 2 good event cards in a row. You get to look at it any time with one of his abilities. Wolf, perfect arrival. What's up? Space Meeple. I like having Wilson's premonition ability on playing with rumors, as you can make sure they're never wasted. Sagitt, one day I'll actually pay enough attention to understand this game, but today is not that day. Gotta bail anyway, so all the best. Thank you, Sagitt. The Space Meeple is exactly what I was thinking. See you later, Sag. Alrighty then. So, what do I need to do? I need to do things. I need to get refugees in. And the rumor is going to be in the place of the most chaos, which is the highway track, which isn't terrible in its current state. So just had to do a little retconning with the mountain track because that was clearly a mistake. We're going to do leadership. We're going to give, I did not do the checkmates roll. So we got 1 event action, checkmates roll. I rolled a 6. We get a 2nd event action. Look at us go now. Leadership. We're going to forage with the Savior Core. I rolled a 6. Most excellent. 2 more ammo. That is nice. So come in 4 to a 4. All right, we're gonna use the checkmates action to forage. I'm gonna forage with a 3, 4, 5, or a 6. I'm gonna research. It's like foraging, but totally different. Oh, the beginning of each action phase, I can do a damage to the weakest edge unit adjacent to either civilians. Great. So I could do 1 free damage to this guy. The 1 is clearly the weakest edge unit adjacent, which is fine. I did a successful research with the checkmates action, so we're going to pull this off. It is turned down to allow music immediately retreat the Zeds units in any one space. Perhaps the Zeds have more brains than we thought. Apparently, greatly amplified punk metal music shook their bodies so much they retreated away from a nearby fundraising concert. Scientists are now curiously looking into sound weapons. I have a plan there. I don't really want to deal with the forest track yet, so I'm just going to retreat that dude. I think makes the most sense, and we are steadily getting through this thing. I think that's our 5th early research card, so only 2 more, and then we can start getting some Zeds weapons, which is clearly the centerpiece of my strategy today, considering I took Professor Agee. Now, I have this action. I'm going to spend this action and 2 supplies. We're going to get a barricade here. We're going to have a player action and his own agenda. And it's fine. We're going to do his own agenda. We're foraging, so we're matched with Wilson. I rolled a 4, 1 more supply. Isn't Wilson the best? And then we're going to use this player action to get this dude 1, 2, 3 to stand guard at this barricade and hold the fort down against that number 5. Most excellent housekeeping phase. All these suckers flip. This goes away. Remember, every time you have an infection phase from now on, since Noel is not in the start space, that will go up +1, which is mildly annoying. We are going to now draw the last event of Chapter 1. It is the Hunting Lodge located. All right, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, 4R is 0. We are going to go to infection level. At the beginning of the infection phase, this does go up. It says no, but I don't think that matters. For every infection phase, yeah, so it does go up. This means you don't have to make a roll, but it still goes up because Noel is a vermin. No doubt. And then we have Eat. I need to roll higher than a -1. We're good. Zed are activating on the mountain track. This goes in. This goes up. It is a 5 to a 3, so that's human advantage. We get human. Nope. I'm thinking of Eagle Scout. Human advantage, but then we have the mobile terrain shift, so we get up to a human times 2. So human times 2 against a 3. I rolled a 6. Do I like that? Not really. Could I do worse? I could do worse. I'm gonna do a reroll with martial arts. This is risky. I rolled a 5. I got the same exact result. It still kind of sucks. So 2 damage. 1 damage to me. I'm making my tough roll, and we canceled that hit, so that's fine. But yeah, I would have much preferred a better roll than that. Then this comes up. Suburbs tract activates. These come in. This goes up. It is a 4 to a 4 plus a shift, so it is human advantage. This would be a bad time to roll bad. I rolled a 7. Human advantage is 2 damage. We kill this sucker. He goes back in the bag. And then she retreats. It's also 1 damage to me. So again, this is a civilian. They have 2 health on their full strength side. And now this already shot up to a 6, which doesn't make me happy. Event actions, we get 3. I'm going to make the checkmates roll. I rolled a 5. Another action over here. Thank you very much. At the end of this phase, +2 ammo if a player unit is in the campground. We do have a player unit in the campground. We will leave them there, and I'll just put the goodies marker there. +2 ammo is Very nice. All right, leadership of giving the Savior Corps a forage action. We rolled a 6, 2 more ammo. Look at us go. We are going to do a gunfire attack with the 4 over here using this and spending an ammo. We're down to 7. We're attacking Noel. Get out of my life. I rolled a 4, no friggin' damage. I am doing so well with gunfire attacks. All right, we're going to do this player action and a gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 2. This action, a gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 6. There we go. 1 damage. Noelle is dead. Maybe. I rolled a 6. She is dead. Get off my board. And that cost me 3 ammo, and woof. Am I not happy about that? We're going to do a research action. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 2. Research action. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 2. Mother of Invention. This goes up to a 9. Need a research action. 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 3. Unbelievable. Woo! Alright, I'm using adrenaline supply. Again, I want to get that Zeds weapon out quick, so I get 2 event actions. Doing a research action, 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 1. Research action, 4, 5, or 6. A 5. There we go. 5 actions. 5 actions later, and 3 infection we get through another early research card. Well, look at that. So 2 infection level goes down, so that goes down to a 7. Arm testing results in the Zeds monoclonal, my bad. Animal testing results in Zed's monoclonal antibodies being isolated. Although the non-science heroes of Farmingdale just blinked and looked at each other. When informed of this, the science hero who made this discovery patiently explained, "That's a good thing. We're a step closer." Most excellent. We need a 4, 5, or a 6 for that now. Do I have any other actions? I do. I have Zeno Jones. We're going to do a forage action. I'm rolling a second die because of Wilson. I rolled a 5. 1 more supply. That gets us up to 19. Whew, okay. This all readies. I can take this off because I don't have to deal with the Hellraiser anymore, so that was at least one good thing that came out of that round. We can take the disease spreader thing away, and goodies, get some of that ammo back, so we're up to 7. Thank you, Hunting Lodge, and the 2 ammo you gave me. So that is that. That is all of Chapter 1. We have 15 cards in Chapter 2. 4 of them are bad, or 4 of them are super events or special events. 1 of them, or 11 of them, are regular events. How are we doing in candy corn? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candy corn on the board. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing a candy corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This is over here. Yeah, so we are totally good. All right. Use an ammo to slow down morale with the 4 strength. Yep, I tried, Tony. It just took me 3 attempts. Oh, by the way, I am wearing a solo playthroughs t-shirt. So I was supposed to Teespring sent me a shirt and said, "Hey, make a video." So if you do look in the description of this video, if you were interested in any solo playthroughs merchandise, again, there's not a huge selection, but there's some fun stuff. I actually really like the shirt. I find it super comfortable. But it's 25% off, and that is on Teespring. So yeah, so there's a code you can use that's in the description. So sorry about that in a very weird interruption of this, but this is a black comfort tee, and I think it came out pretty sharp. So anyway, I got this one on the basic game. I'm scared to move to outbreak level. Tony says don't get human ×3 because of the mine 2. Oh, right, 5 to 3. Mobile terrain, and what did I roll? Right, so he's actually dead. Thank you, Tony. And that was the first time that guy would have advanced. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Tony. That is right. I had a human ×3 because the mine gave me 1, the 5, 2, or 3 gave me 1, and then the mobile defense unit gave me 1. Most excellent. So yeah, that guy is dead. I wouldn't have done the reroll. That was dumb. But, you know, I play bad. Wolf on those gun attacks against the well. Chat Fox, this game is so good. Just plan on your win rate to drop with every level so you move up, but you will still have a great time while losing. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it goes. All right. So that is the end of chapter 1 was my yammering. Nothing else needs to happen. We go to chapter 2. Let's see what is in store for us. Not a special event. It's a zombie tsunami. It's almost just as bad, I'm not going to lie. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Most excellent. Oof. Place a new Zeds unit. We're going to do this. So I'm going to move this refugee in. This goes there. Infection level goes up because, refugees. So we're there's definitely a bad political statement somewhere in there. All right, we're going to, since the refugee unit got in there, we have rumors and rails. We draw the top fate card. What is this one? Oh, that's terrible. And we are going to add a rumor on a space on that track with the strongest edge unit. So we're going to go in here and we're going to put the rumors. Now there is a curved edge and a non-curved edge, so we can put this thing face down without seeing it. And now we have our rumor that goes right there. So pretty close. Hopefully we can get that pretty soon. We are now going to do infection. We're going to roll we need a 9 or better to not have an outbreak. And I rolled a 9. Stop showing off. We are eating 1, so that gets down to an 8. Not a roll, just says eat 1. And then we go to the Zeds phase. At the beginning of this phase, place a new Zeds unit on the start phase of every check. Because we don't have enough Zeds on the board, apparently. So regular Zeds in the start space of all 6 tracks, or 5 tracks, it's like 6, it's just 1 less. We get a 6 there. We get a 3 there. We get a 6 there. We get a 7 there. And we get a 7 there. So some biggies coming out there near the end. We're going to activate all tracks. So this track activates, this track activates, this track activates, this track activates, and this track also activates. That goes to the catacombs. That comes up there. Event actions, we get 3. We do the checkmates roll. I rolled a 2. Chess nerds are fouling me left and right. And then we go to the action phase. All right. Well, we're going to do an action. I need a 4, 5, or 6 for research. I rolled a 1. We're going to do an action. I need a 4, 5, or 6 for research. I rolled a 5. Oof, lots of actions here, man. We heard you were dead. You may immediately retrieve 1 unit from the cemetery and place it in the town center, having 1 hit remaining. Well, no one's dead, dude. Bad news and rumors of bad news swept among the gossip groups of Farmingdale with amazing velocity. Any loved one unaccounted for was rumored to be eaten or worse, but occasionally those among the lost would eventually turn up, worse for wear, but very much still alive. Late research cards coming up, baby, and that's what I'm talking about. So I just wish I was being a wee bit more efficient. Leadership, going to forage action to the Savior Corps. I rolled a 3. That's fairly useless. Lots of things that could be going better. The ton of forest track. Would not mind getting a. Do I want a rumor on the forest track? Probably. Probably not. Now remember, the checkmates are now a 2. I could start putting them forward in the world. Go forth, checkmates, and be free. All right, we will. I'm going to try to hold down the mount track with just Sheriff Hunt for a long time. I'm going to spend this action to move the checkmates there, and then I'm going to spend this action into supplies to put a barricade here. And then I'm doing his own agenda with the second roll. With the second die, because of Wilson, we get, I say, ply back for 17. We do have a man with no name. Clint Eastwood emerges from the shadows to assist you before disappearing once again. Play this card at the beginning of a hand-to-hand combat for a one-time 3 shift. The card on top of here is the, we're going to have the Toxic Zeds coming into play, and that is not great. I'm hopeful. Yeah, we're going to get an outbreak one of these infection phases. There's really no way around it. Having to take the 3 of Mother Invention because I really wanted to get through that deck. Add it up, and obviously Hellraiser cost us 2 over here. So that's why this went from like nothing to worry about to all of a sudden it's an 8. Look at that. So Zombie Tsunami is out. Again, we're going to go to the second card in chapter 2. And bam, explosive experiments. No, don't do it to me. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So 4R is 2. I'm going to have this thing come in. And woof. This thing flip over. Nope. And this one come in. Forgot I had a refugees unit there. Remember, refugees are not stack limited. Infection, I need a 9 or higher. I rolled a 12, killing it on that. Eat, I need, well, I have +1 because I have the Savior Core. So I need a 0. Oh, look at that, I got a 0. Excellent. We're going to do the Zeds phase. At the beginning of this phase, roll a die. I would have liked the 6 now, but that's not going to work. I rolled a 1. That's about right. Oh, increase infection by die roll. So that's up to a 9. So that's actually a good time to roll a 1. We are adding another early research card to here. I had the stack over on the side over here. So that's a problem. Great. We're activating the Forest Track twice and the Suburbs Track twice. So this is a pretty nasty card, all things considered. So Forest Track activates 1. This goes in. This goes up. We're going to have an unchecked outbreak. Woof. Woofity woof. Woof, woof, woof. All right, this goes in, this goes up. The fine comes off. It is a 5 to a 2, which is Zeds times 2. It becomes Zeds advantage. That's because of the terrain shift and rolling 2 dice. Come on, 10 or a 5. It's kind of what I asked for. So 1 damage to the Zeds, 3 damage to me. So this flips and gets 1 hit. It then has to retreat. It's stack limited here. It goes here. These guys are like, hells no, I'm getting out of town. That goes there. Candy corn gets put on top of this. And then this guy activates here. We're going to have to activate. Oh, these should have readied in the housekeeping phase. Woof. All right. This guy comes in here. This goes up. It is a 5 to a 4, which is Zed's advantage. If I'm fighting with Alan Zeno Jones, which I probably should because I'm going to get an extra die because of Wilson the Hermit. We're going to get 1 terrain shift for the farm, 1 terrain shift for the mobile terrain unit, and I roll 3 dice thanks to Wilson. Yeah. I could use this. I mean, a bad roll here would be, I mean, this is what happened to Zeno last time. I rolled really poorly at the worst possible time. I also really don't want him to flip, but you know, he has his own agenda. He could start working his way back. I could try to get the checkmates up there if I get another refugees unit in. So I don't know. The Forest Track is a problem. And so you realize the Real Zeds of Farmingdale really hasn't come into play at all. We will see that start impacting the game as there's more and more Zed units on the board. But I think I just take my 3 dice and my human advantage, and I hope for the best. Did I put that up yet? I did, because, yeah, I definitely did. So, let's make it happen. All right, a 1, a 4, and a 5. 1, a 4, and a 5 is 3 damage to this clown. So, flips over, and 1 hit remains on him. 1 damage to Zeno. So, that flips over. And that's done. And then this thing comes up, and now that's a beautiful, beautiful arrangement of greatness. Yikes. All right, Suburb Shack activates. The 6 comes up. The 6 goes up again. This goes up. It is Zed's advantage. It becomes equal to... Yeah, I think I stick with the equal to. Hopefully I get some good saving rolls. It is what it is. All right, let's make the magic happen. A 9 on an equal to. Most excellent. So an equal to, that's 2 damage to him. He does not flip, unfortunately. And 1 damage to me, I do flip. And that's fine. This is at a 12. That's a wee bit of a problem, but we have activated all 4 activations. We get 2 event actions. We're going to do the checkmates roll. I roll the 5. We get another action from them. Take 2 by getting through this early research deck. We're going to use a checkmates action. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. Roll the 1 action, need 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3 action, need a 4, 5, or 6. A 6. Oof, I am rolling real bad. All right. No special action occurs. Research stalled. So now I need a supply in a 4, 5, or 6 to finally get to the late research. This card sucks. All right. No matter how many things might be going right, sometimes research hits a wall, a brick wall, and it will take a little something extra to get over, under, or around these problems. And sacrifices must be made. Perhaps a promising breakthrough is just ahead. Bam. So I'm just like so all in on this super weapon. The forest. Five, 3, double shift. Got Savior Core is like busy up there. I'm trying to think if I should get Xeno down. Get the checkmates up maybe. I could put a rumor there. The stench marker is going to be no joke though. The strongest Zeds unit farthest from town center. I could put that there. Put in the tunnel track. Leadership, we're going to forge with the Savior Core. I rolled a 6, 2 more ammo, gets me up to 9. His own agenda. Woof. I mean, the saving roll, I get a +1 die, so it's likely I would be saved with Wilson there. We're going to use this player action. We're going to move this unit in. Oh, that's going to cause an unchecked outbreak. Woof. That's not good. Yeah, not doing any healing is definitely leaving me super vulnerable to unchecked outbreak. If I do an unchecked outbreak, I think order of operations can't guarantee that's going to be on the forest track because then the unchecked outbreak would happen. No, wait, you complete your action first and then you do the unchecked outbreak? I think you finish whatever caused it, then you do the unchecked outbreak and you ignore any additional gains. Is I'm pretty sure how that works. But I really need to roll big on this unchecked outbreak. Yeah, would love to get the checkmates up to like a 6-6. All right, I will do it. Let's uncheck the outbreak. This goes here. This goes up. We're at 13 because that went in. We are going to satisfy the rumors and rails thing before we do the unchecked outbreak, as I think how order of operations goes. So we have this. This gets flipped over. Oh, a hero arrives. Most excellent. So this is for the rumor. All right. Place the sense marker on the regular Zeds unit farthest from town center. That's going to go here. If it If it moves without initiating hand-to-hand combat and there are non-Zed units in the space in front of it, the Zed unit makes a single gunfire attack at those units. Terrain shifts do not apply. Distribute hits as you wish. If Sensor inflicts 2 or more hits total, the units in that space must move once closer to the town center if possible. So that's super interesting. This card is now carried out, and then we do the unchecked outbreak. We roll the dice first because we're at 13. I rolled an 11. Huge roll. That gets down to 2. We draw a fate card. We're putting a Super Zeds in the place with the most Zeds unit. Oh, and by the way, a hero arrives. We can flip this over. Oh, the city planners are fighting back too. What a really awesome sequence that was. So we're going to do a hero. We're doing a Super Zeds in the place with the most Zeds units. We have 2 units in the forest shack. We have 1 unit in the suburbs. We have 2 units in the tunnel. We have 2 units in the highway, and we have 2 units in the mountain. I think the tunnel is a beautiful time, a beautiful place to go. We're going to put the 5 here, the Real Zeds. Now, Super Zeds are always the strongest unit, so we will actually retreat this guy and put the Real Zeds there. So that's the first time you see the Real Zeds of Farmingdale take place. And that stacking limit's applied. The strongest unit always goes forward, and Super Zeds always take precedent. All right, so that's totally fine. So that came out. What do I have? His own agenda left, and then nothing else. Great. We play during the action phase to place a random available hero in either town center or any start space. Great. I'm playing that now. I'm going to roll a die. I have 17 heroes left over here. I rolled a 13. So 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. We have Captain Piazza in the house. Captain Piazza is going to go. Where do I want her? Is there a good... Oh, we have to have the rumor in the forest track, so I never did that. And obviously, this is going to go in here. So I'll probably have her try to come from a place where she can do some damage. I'll put her here. And then the next thing up is City Planner Strike Back, which is super helpful. So Captain Piazza, she's an elite sniper. She can make long-range gunfire attacks. Her gunfire strike is based on her range only. So it's going to be a 4 if she's 2 spaces away, 3 if it's 3 spaces away, and if she's adjacent, it actually goes all the way down to a 2. Overwatch, after she makes a gunfire attack, she may withdraw, move away from her target 1 space. Any player unit in her space except the town center may be moved with her, including Defiant civilians. Remove the Defiant marker, ammunition crafting. Piazza can make her own gunfire and then shoot. Spend 2 actions to make gunfire attack using 0 ammo. This may be done multiple times per action phase. And then there is a versus game thing as well. Done and done. Alrighty then, that was a pretty crazy sequence. Now remember, the checkmates are up to 3, so maybe I still think it makes sense to have her there. Nah, that 7's pretty gnarly. We'll put her here in the, but she's gonna be so useless for a little bit. We'll put her. We'll put her there. I have Wilson. I can move people around. We have a barricade here. That 7's pretty far away. I think that's fine. So the last thing we have is his own agenda. We're going to do that for a forage action. We're stacked with Wilson, so we get 1+ die. We're going to get 1 more supply, gets us up to 18. Most excellent. This goes away. That is the end of that event. So we're 2 events into chapter 2. We have 9 regular events left and 4 special events. Woo! Let's make this happen. All right. Chad Fox is 20 minutes, level up. I'm really looking forward to it. Joey says his absence is why the hybrid check is so poorly defended. What is up? Whose absence? Whose absence? I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. But I feel decently okay about this, right? Was it Colonel Kingman maybe? We have the rumors there. That would be mountain track. So we could get another rumor on the mountain track, but we have our refugees aren't exactly close. But that was a pretty risky sequence I did. I got lucky, got a huge roll there to get that infection level down. The checkmates are higher than they were. Nothing's in the cemetery yet. So lots to like. We got an extra hero already. We got an extra civilians unit. And we had our first Real Zeds of Farmingdale situation. So 1 Super Zeds on the board. Remember, there are only 9 Super Zeds total, and 1 Super Zeds are killed. They are done. Candy corn wise, we have 6 candy corn on the board, and that is something to start keeping track of, because we will need to get the rest of we need to protect ourselves from losing that away, which is the most often way that I lose for sure. Event action, not a Super Zeds. Woof, Flaming Zeds. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. It is 4R1. We are activating the Suburbs track and the Mountain track this turn. This could get super ugly. I will have... I will have these refugees move in. It just seems like... Nope. That seems... I think I'm more defended up there than I've done here. These guys go in here. All right, infection phase, no, eat 0. Zeds, during this phase, each Zeds unit or Zeds mob that enters or leaves a chaos base receives a 2 shift on its hand-to-hand attacks. Each Zeds unit that enters or leaves a chaos base also suffers 1 hit after its move, but only after combat is resolved. This applies to both units if it is an affected Zeds mob. So, Mountain Track, oh, that's really crispy. So, Mountain Track comes up. This goes up because we're doing a hand-to-hand combat. This is a 5 to a 5. It would normally be a double shift because of the terrain and the mobile terrain shift, but however, since they left a chaos space, it actually goes back down to equal to. So that's scurry. That's right, that's a 3, and it's going to suffer 1 hit after the attack. I'm just going to put the 1 hit on now before I forget. So I'm rolling 2 dice. I do have a reroll if this goes badly. I rolled a 4. That's garbage. Come on, baby. And a 10. Much better. 10 equal 2 says 3 damage. This flips over, and we get 1 on top. And we're going to do 1 tough roll. And nope, we get the 1 hit as normal, but never fear, the Savior Corps is here. That's their new slogan. That should move up there. Most excellent, right? Right, we placed 1. Yeah, I think that looks right to me. I think that should be a Zed's mob now. Someone can let me know if I'm wrong. All right, we're activating the suburbs track. This comes up here. This is going to be bad. This goes there. Now, he is going to flip at the end of this. I'll do the combat first. It is a Zeds times 3 plus 2, and then there's a 1 shift. So it stays at Zeds times 3, even though I'm on Farmingdale University. We are going to be Super Toast McGhost unless I roll a 12. Nope, I rolled a 3. So 7,000 damage to me. This guy will flip because he's a flaming Zed, so the fire, is going to wear him down at least a little bit. We get a candy corn here on Farmingdale University, and I have to do a saving roll. It would be nice to save the 4. I did not. My 4 civilians are super dead. So that is that. At the end of this phase, there will be a Zed's pressure event. We do not have to do that now. So interesting. We get 2 event actions. We're going to roll a die for the checkmates. I rolled a 1. No extra action there. That has been another roll that has not exactly been going well today, but who's surprised? So, wow. Yeah, so my civilians are pretty all pretty garbage right now, but good thing is I got an extra hero already, as well as an extra civilian unit. We're going to do the fields, the field medical stations, and a supply to heal hunt. And every time you do a healing action, the infection level goes down 1. So that's done. First time we did that. I'm going to spend a supply and an action to do a research action. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 4. Don't show off. That's why you do that with Professor Agee. Late research. Super weapon discovered! Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty then. Let's get some Zed's treats, because it's my favorite thing to do. Inflict 1 extra hit when defending in hand-to-hand combat. Those extra hits can indeed add up, and we will try to go from there. Although heavy, this new component was much desired by the defenders of Farmingdale, and they were glad to shoulder its extra weight. So it's going to be a supply and a 4, 5, or 6 next round to get another super weapon feature. We have not used the his own agenda murder somebody thing yet to get more research cards, but again, that is something we will consider. It would also be nice to get the antidote as well to really kind of keep this infection level in check in a way that I think would be super, super helpful. You're healed. We probably should do a gunfire attack over there. This is only mildly a disaster here. All right, we're going to move up with Piazza. We're going to do a forage action with the leadership. I rolled a 2. That was super great. We're going to do a gunfire attack with Piazza and spend an ammo. We have 8 ammo left. We're doing a gunfire attack about 4 because we're 2 away. I rolled a 5. I am just killing it with these gunfire attacks today, kids. So that's 2 damage. Oh, man. His own agenda doing a gunfire attack. We do have a prototype gun, so we use supply. We're doing a gunfire attack of a 3. I rolled a 7. There we go. 1 damage. We at least kill this guy to make that math a lot better. I feel a lot better about that. I think that's it. I do want to get in there, get that rumor. This isn't great, to say the least, but, you know, we have rerolls and stuff, so we'll have to make it work. Yeah, if we still have 8 ammo, we definitely want to get more barricades out, although we do have 2 already, so that could be worse. All right, these all ready. This is out. And still no special events. Sewer Zeds, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. 4 are 0, so refugees do not move. Infection level, I need to roll higher than a 3. We rolled an 11. Little waste of an 11. Eat 1, so down to 14. Food. We're going to activate on the tunnel track. Zeds stumble out of the tunnel into Farmingdale at the end of this phase. So let's carry out the phase first. Tunnel track activates twice. So we're going to do a Catacombs roll with the 6. He moves normally. He goes there. We get a candy corn at Dr. Martuse's office. And then every time you activate the Where's Days, they double activate. So activate, activate. And then this guy activates there. This could come here. We activate the tunnel track again. He goes here. Where's Zeds? They try to do a Catacombs roll. They roll a 2. They move normally. Activate, activate. That happened quick. And then this guy moves there. Now, at the end of this phase, all Zeds units in the following tunnel track spaces attempt to move, make a Catacombs roll first. Space 7, there is no one in Space 7. Space 6, they move to the nuclear power plant. That's really annoying. Woof. Gah. Excellent. There's a rumor there. Of course they moved there. That's a problem. Yikes. I have exactly 0 ways to deal with that. Wow. All right, 3 and 5, they're trying to move to the farm space. Oh, of course they are. Catacombs roll first. So they don't, I assume they don't move as a mob. Wow. Yeah, I mean, both the rumors are getting messed up in the same exact term, with the same exact play. The 6 is still the strongest. For stack limit purposes, the Super Zeds would be strongest, but at this point, the 6 would be strongest. We do a Catacombs roll for the 6. It's a 3. I mean, they just move normally every time. This goes here. Infection level goes up. It's 6 times 3, which is Zeds times 2. Farm and terrain shift equal to when I roll 3 dice. And yeah, Xeno might not be long for this world. I've got a 5 and a 3. And the 1, which I can throw out. So 2 damage to this guy. He does not flip. 1 damage to Xeno. So he would be dead. I do a saving roll. I rolled a 4. Infection level goes up. Xeno goes here with an EKG marker. The Real Zeds are just, no, this is not an activation, so it's not a double movement, but he's trying to move to the farm space. Can I please roll higher than a 3? Oh my gosh, dude. Like, I had 4 catacombs roll, and every single one, they just moved right along. It's like so tilting. All right, so he comes here. Double activation. Double infection, I should say. Oh, then my refugees are going to get eaten too. Wow. This is a really bad card. It is a 5 to a 2, which is Zeds times 2. Terrain shift and mobile terrain enhancement. I'm at equal to. I only rolled 2 dice because the extra die goes to somebody else, does not go to Wilson. And I rolled a 9. So 2 damage to the Real Zeds, 1 damage to Wilson. He's got to retreat, and then since he's inherently the strongest, the weakest unit goes back, so the 3 goes back, and the Real Zed stays there. That's not awful. I think that's everything. So now the tunnel track is shockingly empty. Okay. This guy, he's gonna make an attack as soon as he moves, so I have to deal with him. This goes there. I roll a die for the checkmates don't show off. I rolled a 2. Woo! His above apologies, my above apologies might have been removed for dirty language. Just the colonel. I didn't remove it. I promise you. That's funny. I kind of wish I put Piazza over here now, but maybe not, because yikes. All right. Well, we got our hands full, kids. We're going to do a leadership action to do a forge in the mine with the Savior Core. I rolled a 3 because I'm doing really, really, really well with my rolls. I'm going to do the checkmates action and a supply. I need a 4, 5, or 6 for research. I rolled a 4, so at least we have that going for us. Late research, super weapon component. Once again, scientific discovery means military application. Take that, Zeds. I mean, I'm tempted to use these gas bombs, but the chaos marker is rough. Zeds retreat at +2 gunfire hits, +2, +1 in all gunfire attacks. It affects everybody immediately. It only affects the National Guard if they get to town center first. +1 in hand-to-hand attacks. Oh, wait. I had Zed's treats. And since I had Zed's treats, that would have been 3 damage because I was defending. So that's a 3. And that would have been 3 damage since I was defending. Super Zeds still take precedent, and we could still do that because of strength. So that's better. Don't forget the Zed streets. Shoot the Real Zeds with Piazza. Yeah, I was looking at that. And if I get the +1 in all gunfire attacks, I can make that a little bit more likely. It also means Hunt's firing with a freaking 6. I do need to heal. Alan once at least. So because we got it, because I can once he's like doesn't have an EKG marker, he can use his own agenda to heal himself. So I'm gonna use an action and reduce this to get him back 1 away from being in full strength. I'm gonna use, yeah, we'll leave him there. So his own agenda is kind of wasted. Yeah, I'm like so committed to get my super weapon like maxed the heck out. I mean, this though is really bad. That all of a sudden doesn't look crazy. The 6 with the mobile terrain. I think I let that go. I have to start dealing with that guy, man. He's just brutal. But I can't get past that guy either. Woof. The 5. I mean, he's just going to get punished. I mean, a highway track activation would be very, very bad for me. Still have the man with no name. Yeah, I'm looking. Piazza, I also could use Hunt. Hunt does a gunfire attack at a level 6, which is just really sick. Yeah, I can't believe every unit got out of there. And it was including the War Zeds and the Stenchy Zeds. Like, what? I think we should get the Chaos Marker off Matus's office. That's for sure. But I probably should do a gunfire attack while I'm here. If I lose Wilson, so be it. I mean, I can't really go nuts trying to save Wilson. I have to. I'm definitely more concerned about Hunt. Hunt is way more central to my strategy here. So I'm going to do an action and an ammo. We're doing a gunfire attack of a 6. This is 5 plus the +1 for the super weapon. And booyah, I rolled a 6 on the 6, which is 2 damage, which at least will take out this guy. And that's that. All right. Well, Super Zeds was fun. I still have 4 special events. Well, remember last time, the one of the things that really went well last game was I had the 4 special events early, and then I had like 11 special events, like almost or standard events almost in a row, which gave me a really good time in that second chapter to get on top of some things. This is now the opposite, where like, can I get myself ready for the amount of special events that are left? I'm very worried about Stenchy Poo over here. I'm just not set up to deal with him. And then we have this 5. Like, all of this is gross. This is gross. This is now not as gross, but still not great. I have 2 rumors out there, which I had a clear plan to get them, and then Super Zeds really kind of messed that up. So we're very much dependent on a not awful thing here. Hey, the Ranger Scout team deploys. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. They're activating on the highway track, and we're activating on the mountain track. That's actually, well, other than Stenchy Poo, going to make life bad here. That's not the worst. I will send this dude here. We're going to infection phase. I need higher than a 6. I rolled a 10, so that's been going well. I eat 1 down to 12 supplies. Remember when I had 20? Ha 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 ha. Zeds activate on the mountain track. 6 comes up. This goes up. That is Zed's advantage because 6 is bananas. It shifts twice because of the mobile terrain enhancement as well as the Lucky Strike mine. So it's human advantage. We have a reroll if we need it. I rolled a 9. I will not be using that reroll. So that's 3 damage. Becomes 4 damage because of the Zed's treats. 1 damage, but I have a tough roll. I do not prevent that damage. Hunt is hurt, but hey, look at that. The Savior Core is right there. We're activating this guy. This comes in. This goes up. It's Zed's advantage. Shift twice because of the barricade. I rolled a 4. That's a really, really, really bad roll. So that's 1 damage, or that's 3 damage to him because I defended with him. Everyone else retreats, and now the barricade stays for now, but that could easily change if they activate again. And now Stenchy Poo comes up, and then this guy also comes up. Yikes. So we might lose that barricade. I do not have any clear idea of what I'm going to do with the highway track, but none of it's great. Now, I did defend. I did not do the damage. What did I roll? I rolled. It was human advantage. I rolled a 4. So it would have been 1 damage. It becomes 2 because of the Zed's treats. So there's that. Yeah, 4 was not the roll of dreams by any means. It did push us back, so we didn't get that gunfire attack there. So anyway, 2 event actions. We're going to do the checkmates roll now. I need a 3 or higher. I rolled a 4, so that's fine. This will go there. And at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. We are going to have the city planners fight back. Play to eliminate anyone that unit that tries to enter a town space that could be usable on Stenchy Poo over here. I don't hate it. Man with no name is also an available fate card. I'll put this over here. Wilson's still alive. We can reveal this. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. We're gonna get the vermin because Hellraiser wasn't enough. At the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. So we made a fate draw. Place the Rangers on the start space of the fated track. +4 ammo. Ammo goes from 7 up to 11. The Rangers are on the mountain track. Mountain track is here. That's probably the least useful track for them to be. it's really like unfortunate. Rangers move 1 space per 4 space and up to 3 spaces per move action. They get 1 shift in hand-to-hand combat, and all of that is fine. Yikes! All right, we're gonna do field stations, supply, heal. Heal action does that. We're going to do his own agenda. He's in the hospital. We don't have to spend a supply. This goes down. He's now fully healed. We'll kick him to town center. I really want to get this thing blinked out. And remember, the late research card, there's still the antidote possibility, and there's still 2 cards in there. One which can very badly troll us. There's a couple of cards in the late research deck that can really just badly troll us, which is, again, my least favorite mechanic in board games. So if I get the brass knuckles and the Zed's retreat at 2+ hits, that's always an interesting one. The brass knuckles seem obvious. The gas canisters are like, they're not a bad desperation play, but it's only 4 hits at the cost of a chaos marker. It's not the greatest. All right, I'm going to spend a supply, so we're down to 10. I need a 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 3. Woof. Action, supply, down to 9. 4, 5, or 6. I'm getting real frustrated. Action, supply. I rolled a 2. Action, supply, 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 6. Look at that. Late research card. Super Set weapon. So the last one said, once again, scientific discovery means military application. Take that says. This one says discovery is a testament that not all accidents that occur in the lab are necessarily bad. Sometimes they are stepping stone ideas for a new super weapon component. All right. +1 shift in hand-to-hand combats. Then we are the attacker. Nothing toward the antidote. My supplies are now down to 7, which is super crispy. We're going to do a leadership forage action with the core. I rolled a 5. 1 more ammo, so we're up to 12. And yeah, I really just want to blitz this research deck, man. I want to get the antidote out. I want to see what those other 2 late research cards are. They can be really helpful. We have the city planners. We have a man with no name. I mean, we're going to get Ravaged. Brains events could be super bad. I mean, honestly, he moves forward. He's doing gunfire attack of a 7. We're probably these prizes are probably not living very long anyway. So yikes. Alright. This is out. Event. Hey, it's our first special event. Woof. Alright. We have a pressure event, which we can ignore because we're not playing multiplayer rules. 4. Infection increase. All tracks activate with each Zed unit advancing 1 space only, except if it wins, it immediately advances again and attacks again. So. Yeah, none of this is great. And we're going to have an outbreak in the middle of this, aren't we? Woof. These ready. Just think about all the action I spent on the super weapon. I'm just wondering. Spent so much time thinking if I could. I never stopped and wondered if I should. All right, we're going to go up there. This goes up to 11. Defiant marker comes away for the last time this game. It's Zed's advantage. We make it equal to because of the terrain shift. And a 7 or higher, please. A 9 is perfection. So a 9 does 2 damage. It becomes 3 because of Zed's treats. This dude's dead. 1 damage to this guy. And we're done with the suburbs track. Most excellent. All right. Do I try to save Wilson? We're gonna have an unchecked outbreak, which is really gross. Oh, we're having it now. Woof. All right. These guys come in as a Zed's mob. Infection level goes up twice. So unchecked outbreak after this battle is fully resolved. It is going to be Zed's times 3 becomes Zed's advantage because of the terrain shift and the farm shift. A big roll would be super nice. I rolled an 8. What does that do? Zed's advantage with an 8. Nice. It's 2 damage, becomes 3 damage because of Zed's treats. Super Zed is out. 2 damage to Wilson. Wilson's going to do a saving roll. He's saved. That's great. So again, affection's already at a 13, but all this happens first before we carry out the unchecked outbreak. And Super Zed is done, so there's no secondary activation. Most excellent. Now we have to do the unchecked outbreak, so I roll highway track. Woof. I rolled that. Another huge roll when I needed it there. So unchecked outbreak, we rolled an 11. We're going to get the vermin. We're putting a Super Zeds on the highway track. The space on the highway track that has a chaos marker close to the town center. So of course we have the Zedhemoths here. Woof. Place the infected vermin sandy on the start space of the track where there's the most Zeds units. So we get the vermin out because clearly we haven't had enough of these dudes. So you have 4 Zeds units here. We have 1 there. We have 2 there. We have none here. We have none here. So this has to go there in the start space there. And now we have to deal again with all the disease spreader rules that we were dealing with earlier. Most awesome. Great. So that could have been worse. Wilson's still alive. Right? Yes. So this flips. Is that even when he's in the hospital? Yep, he's in play. That could be super bad. We'll deal with that as we go. And now we have to finish the activations on the forest track. This guy activates. Nope, he already activated. and lost, this guy activates and joins him there, which is right in line for Piazza. We still have a man with no name, so I am a big fan of that. I have not lost a hero yet, thanks to some good saving rolls. We go to the mountain track. This goes up. It is human times 3 because we're a 5 to a 4, plus terrain shift plus the lucky strike mine. I rolled a 9. That's 3 damage. It becomes 4 because the Zed streets. This guy is dead. We go down here. Oh boy. Oh, the forest track is a mess. So that's still there. So this guy activates. This barricade is destroyed. So bye-bye barricade. It is a 5 to a 2. It become equal to, or I could just wipe it out. But I think we're going to want to save the city planners for this and this. The question is, do I want to do a man with no name to make sure I win this? Because if he wins this, he's going to activate again. If I let him go, we have Zeno there. Zeno can make some magic work. We have the Zedhemoth, though, which is a problem. If we get another super weapon, we could try to get the canister, do the 4 damage, add the chaos, because this track is just a disaster. All right. We are number. That's only attacks for the hand-to-hand, so I don't get that shift. I get that shift when I attack, not when I defend. But I do get the 1 damage guaranteed, which is almost as good, if not better, in a way. So, merges from shadow for any hand-to-hand encounter. I'm going to get a shift of 3. I think I need to win this one. So this dude comes in. This goes up again. It is a 5 to a 2. Because I'm defending with the stronger guy. It's a double shift because we're on the town space there, downtown, and then a triple shift because of Clint Eastwood. So human times 3, that's a 5, that's fine. 3 damage becomes 4 damage because I'm defending, so we kill this dude. Zed's treats for the absolute win. 1 damage to him. I could do a saving roll. He's saved. Infection level goes up. He goes here with an EKG marker. Now, he was probably going to die anyway because Stenchy Poo activates. There is a non-Zed units there, so he's going to do a gunfire attack of a 7. He does 3 damage. We have killed this dude. Now, does he do the Stenchy Poo-ness into town center? That would seem absolutely broken. I wonder. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, his stenchiness kills this Q because it was just too much for my little guy to handle. The Zedhemoth comes here. This guy comes here. And the Vermin comes here. Since the Vermin's not in the start space, we have an extra increase in infection every round just because it's awesome. Now, all tracks activate with each Zeds unit advancing 1 space only. This track does activate. There are no Zeds units there, so we have to add a Zeds unit. And I somehow think we got all of that correct. The problem I have right now is that highway track is looking wooftastic. And bam. So we get a thing there. Whoo! Shoot the wizard. I got a new idea for a shirt, woof, then a pair of die, each showing a 1 pip. Open Gregor. Or was that I have become death, destroyer of worlds? I don't know. I'm a. Oh God, Gregor. Wasn't there like a? Was that like a what is it called? A Ghostbusters reference? Like, wasn't it Gregor the Great or whatever? All I know is a lot of things just happened. We got through 1 special event, so we have 3 more of these to go. Now, I think we've done 5 regs. Oof. So there's 6 regular events and 3 specials left. And I will. Mountain track is surprisingly clean. So that's super helpful. I probably should get the Savior Core back down, although I'm pretty much out of my excess supplies. I would like to get through more of this late research deck. Remember, there are 4 cards in here. One's a super weapon, 2 are bonus cards, and 1 is the antidote card. If I get the antidote card twice, the nice thing about that is then the infection level I can kind of keep on top of that. So I'm really just trying to rip through that research deck. Again, the longer the game, the more benefit of doing that. But obviously, I've been doing that at the cost of taking some risks elsewhere. But there is no actions here, so we go right to the next thing. It is, oh, another hero arrives. That is really sick. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Woof. I can get that rumor. How am I in candy corn? I have 4 candy corn left. I've not healed any. So refugee. Yeah, I think that's right. Get those all in, especially with the checkmates. Where's another one? Oh, this guy hasn't even. They're still defiant. Wow, that's nuts. And we still have that. Great. Infection. I need higher. Oh, infection level. This goes up 1 because he's not on start space. I need higher than a 6. I rolled a 9, so no non-unchecked outbreaks. So eat. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need higher than a 4. Remember, I have +1 because of the Savior Core. I rolled a 1. We eat 1. Zeds activate on the forest track. These guys come in. We do have a chaos marker here. They activate on the highway track. There are no Zeds on the highway track, so we add 1 here. And we activate on the suburbs track. Then we activate on the highway track. I think I kill Stenchy Poo because he is just gross and honestly not that much better or worse than the Zedhemus. And I just don't know if they would attack, and I just don't want to take that gunfire attack. I mean, he can't fire into town center, can he? Not in a space in front of it. I don't know. It's not clear. See the Farmingdale dossier. Let me see if it says he doesn't fire to town center, because if he doesn't fire to town center, I might leave him around. If he does, he's got to go. Stench. It doesn't say. I guess it would. Let's just kill it. Woof. Stench continued. Yeah, it doesn't say. All right. Well, great. He's going to come in. I'm using City Planner Strike Back. Play to one's unit as it tries to enter a town space. Downtown is a town space. Let's get rid of this. Zedhemoth goes here. This guy goes here. Vermin goes there. We get 2 actions. We're going to do the checkmates roll. I rolled a 4. We get an extra action there. Super nice. And at the beginning of this phase, place a new random available hero in either town center or any start space. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 left. We're going to roll a d20. I rolled a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, Mrs. Mayhauser. That could be quite excellent. So Mrs. May Hauser is here. Thrifty Quartermaster, while she's in the town space, you receive a saving roll for each ammo you lose or spend for any reason. On a roll of a 5 or 6, an ammo is not lost or spent. The Iron Volunteer, she can occupy hospital staff office space. While there, units discharged from the hospital during the action phase receive an immediate free action. Any unit she is stacked with, including those in town center, receive a +1 strength in hand-to-hand combat. Her gunfire attacks receive a 1 shift. She rolls an additional die for all gunfire attacks. Select which dice to use to determine the outcome. In addition, the first gunfire attack she makes on or any turn costs 0 ammo. Oh, he should have moved for free in the 4R phase. I do have the Rangers. That was the first time they became relevant. Correct. So we'll put her there. That might have been exactly what I needed to deal with the Zedhemoths. It's going to be double shift. It's going to be a 5 thanks to the super weapon. So, wolf. Heal, heal. Not sure when that is happening, but that's bad. Yeah, I have to start getting rid of some of these candy corns, man. Alright, we're probably not doing a research action this turn. I have gotten nothing that gave me an additional research, which has been interesting. But I'm going to use the checkmates. We're going to move Piazza into here. Let's get this first rumor, and let's start getting a candy corn off the board. Probably going to go back. St. Thomas isn't great, not but the Fate deck, but it is what it is. We have to start making a move somehow. This train I'm just like sacrificing right now. I'm going to do an action here. We're doing this action here. Gunfire attack of a 4 does not cost me an ammo. And it's going to be a gunfire attack of a 4. It becomes a 5 because of this. Well, it's a 3. Becomes a 4 because she always gets a shift. And then it becomes a 5 because of the super weapon. She rolls an additional dice for all gunfire attacks. She determines which 2. So we're attacking the Zedhemoths. And this does not cost us an ammo. I rolled a 4, a 4, and a 3, so we'll take the 2 4s, and that is 3 damage to the Zedhemoth. And then we're going to do this leadership thing. We're foraging with the Savior Core. That gives us another ammo. And then we'll use this player action and an ammo to do a gunfire attack of a 5 against the Zedhemoths. A 4 and a 5. We've killed the Zedhemoth. That's the second Super Zed out. So that was a pretty magical turn of events. Did not research this turn. We still have his own agenda. I'd like to get that rumor. We could try to get this candy corn off of here. Probably makes some sense. We might put a barricade there in the way. So find his own agenda. 1, 2, 3. I am worried about supplies though, because woof. Yeah, we went through our 20 supplies pretty darn quickly. So maybe I don't do barricades. That's something I'll have the supplies for him. probably getting another brains event at some point. If one of these guys, oh, that would be interesting. Can move. I'm probably not healing these guys anytime soon. They're only a 3. Maybe I his own agenda them. Yeah. We'll put him in a hospital staff office. I think that makes some sense. We'll his own agenda them. We'll get through that research deck. I could potentially get Agee out. She can start healing up some candy corns, which will reduce some infection level. We got some possibilities here. All right, so we go to housekeeping. This goes up when we fix this. So 4 candy corns back. At the beginning of the next action phase, we'll be able to see that, which is nice. We'll flip this. We'll flip this. We'll flip this. We are going to get this off. And we have the next event. Again, we have a lot. Ooh. That's pretty sick. All right. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So the Rangers go here. They're going to restore order there. Refugees 1. We'll get these guys even closer to in. We're going to do an affection roll. I need higher. Oh, this goes up because of the vermin. I need a 9 or higher. I rolled a 9. Look at me. That's been really helpful. Eat. I have to eat 1 down to 5. Zeds are activating the highway track. This goes up. This goes up. We are now getting 2 event actions. I'm doing a savior checkmates roll. I rolled a 2. No extra action for me. At the end of the phase, the player units in the university space turn over the next card on the research deck for free. Place a goodies marker in the space as a reminder. So I'll put the goodies marker here. I'm going to spend an action to move these guys into there. I'm going to use the his own agenda to put these guys in the cemetery. So they had an EKG marker on it. We're going to flip up the next card on the research deck. Zeds Unnatural Selection. Well, this is the current research card. When placing any new Zeds or Super Zeds unit, draw 2 of that type and choose which one of them to place. The flavor text, while throwing everything that the lab team can think of at the Zeds, occasionally things need to work, but in this desperate haste, it can be hard to keep track of exactly what combination of things is actually working, or more importantly, why. That's a thing. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do some cleanup. Oh, beginning of this turn, this would have been flipped over for free. It is a Mystic Pendant. The Mystic Pendant for the rumors. Any die roll directly about this unit can be changed to a 5. This ability only applies once per turn, even if the shit is transferred to another unit. So we have the Mystic Pendant. I'm just going to put it down here. So again, we can make anything a 5 once per turn. We are... Yeah, we're getting... get 3 candy corns back. That'd be sick. That's a lot of infection, though. We're probably getting another unchecked outbreak. You don't see a great way around it. Those Rangers are so far away, dude. Hunt in the mountain track is going to be something I'm going to want to change. All right, we're going to do an action to move this guy through. He's got a diamond, so he doesn't have to make a catacombs roll. So he's going to clear up Matusa's office. And we are going to, with our last action, this player action here. We're going to do a cure. I can make anything into a 5. 3 becomes a 4. Yeah, let's start dealing with those guys up there. I mean, I think I'm going to lose that anyway, but it is what it is. I'm going to do a player action and a gunfire. And then ammo, we're attacking with Piazza. She's attacking with an attack of a 3. It becomes a 4 because of the Super Zed weapon. It's only a 3 because I'm adjacent. Woof. Never mind. Put that back. Put that back. I'm adjacent, so it'd be a 2. I could make it a 3. That's not the thing of dreams. Yeah, I want that to advance one more. We can start healing Wilson because he does have some advantages. So I'll spend this action, and infection level goes down. Wilson is going to be 1 away from health. No, we will not use his agenda on Wilson. We'll do leadership. We're going to forge with the Savior Core. It's a 2. Definitely want to consider using a 4 activation to bring the train in with both of those player units because, again, you can carry 2. The Mystic Pendant, unfortunately, is not doing a whole lot. And chilling on St. Thomas isn't a great idea, but at least we know what the next card is, so we won't get ambushed by stuff happening there. All right, so at the end of this phase, we have a player unit there. We flip over the next card on the research deck for free. It is Antidote Breakthrough. If the final component is not in the lab, place the final component marker in the lab. Here we go. And then shuffle this card back in the research deck. Continue to research the current research card. If the final component is in the lab, flip it over and place the antidote marker in the infection track. Then place this card in the research discard pile. Eureka, now that the DPC's commission is complete. Many labs deserve a well-deserved rest. So, again, if we can flip that over, it's super strong because effectively what it would do is basically every round it's -1. Where's the Farmingdale dossier? And here we go. The antidote decreases infection by 1 at the end of every housekeeping phase. So it would be kind of nice to get that. We have 3 cards left in the research deck, so I'm going to just randomize this with some dice rolling. So 4, 5, and then this one is on top. So again, one of these is an unknown card. One of them is it would be a 4th super weapon component, and one of them would be the antidote, which can be super, super helpful. So this is all going to come back. And we already did this. Housekeeping, we're going to increase infection by 1 and remove this candy corn. Increase infection by 1, remove this candy corn. Increase infection by 1 and remove this candy corn. All righty then. Chat. Marcel, hello, greetings from Germany. Hello, Richard Chu. Is this when I get to steal a trade good? Rich and I played a game of TI4 where he was the Pirates and he tried to steal a trade good from me every turn. And I was like, Rich, you can't. And then he realized that, yeah, he couldn't. Now, he was the Pirates. He had opportunities to steal them, but he just kept trying to steal them at the wrong opportunities, which was hilarious. All right. Woo! We got 3 more special events, which makes me nervous. Game state is still fairly good considering, but we'll see. We'll see if we have wasted our time with all this research. There's no time for that. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. This goes here. Oh, it's stack limited. Woof. So cannot get in there. I'm going to need to use an activation on them to start moving them around, which is fine. I do want them elsewhere on the board. We are going to do an infection roll. This goes up to 11. We're probably having an outbreak. I need a 12. I rolled a 7. So this comes down to 5. And now we have an outbreak. So we draw this card. We're putting a regular Zeds unit on the space with the most Zeds units. We have 2 Zeds units on the highway track. We have 1 Zeds unit in the tunnel. We have 1 Zeds unit in the suburbs, 2 Zeds units in the forest track. While this is in play, I draw 2 and I can choose the one that I want. I will place this on the highway track because, again, the vermin does count as a Zeds unit. I don't want to put this anywhere else. So we can get a 5er. And a 4. We'll put the 4 there. Hopefully we'll get that rumor one day. This flips over. Awesome. It's a good one. All right. We eat 2. Why? Don't want to eat 2. 1, 2. And activating the track with the fewest Zeds. We have 0 Zeds on this track. So that track is going to activate twice. So since we're placing a new Zeds, again, I can pull 2. We'll put one of them on there. It's a 5 or a 5. I guess I'll take the 5. And then it activates again, like so. 3 event actions. I'm going to roll a die for the checkmates. I rolled a 2, so that hasn't been the most effective roll today. Begins phase flip over all player action markers. They're not available, so we do not get that extra player action. All right, let's heal Wilson. This goes down. Man, I'm tempted. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I never did the plot twist. Play this. Designate each unit in a refugee camp and roll the die. So this is a refugee camp. Rolling the die once. I rolled a 6. The refugee units stay, and you may heal any civilians unit by 1 hit. That was super nice. I'll heal you by 1 hit, and that's a heal action. So that gets reduced. And then the next refugee unit, I rolled a 6. Amazing. It stays. I can heal any civilians unit by 1 hit. I cannot heal the same one. I'll heal this guy, which flips him over, puts 1 damage there, and that gets moved again. So that card actually worked out super, super well. All right. We still have 2 actions left. I don't think it makes sense. Well, I'll use 1 action. Let's get these guys out of here. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to keep holding down the fort with Hunt over there. And the Savior Core. That's just worked very well. Why mess with it? Now, there is a thing that there's a mine explosion. Hopefully, we don't get that card. Otherwise, we'll deal with it then. But even if we do, the Savior Core is there to save the day. Yeesh. Can I roll 4? If he's stacked with Wilson, if Wilson's stacked with Hauser, can I roll 4 dice and choose 2? That would be ridiculous. Like I don't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm very much hurting. +1 strength and hand-to-hand combat. This lack of supplies is going to become an issue. I mean, I could research. I don't have other obvious things to do. This was flipped over by that, so I really only have 1 action there. Leadership, I'm going to forage with the Savior Core. I rolled a 2. That's awesome. I mean, Xeno's becoming useless. I only have 3 supplies left, which is really bad. Like, I don't have any... I mean, sending units just to the Farmingdale General Hospital just to be defeated isn't the worst idea. Just to get through that research deck with 3 supplies left. I mean, this guy is fairly useless. If there's a brains event, that's not great. That is probably my biggest vulnerability on a brains event. So let me spend this action to move this guy too. I already did the leadership. Field stations is useless. 3 supplies left. Yeah, I just move him in here and I do his own agenda. We get through another research card. That probably makes a lot more sense than anything else I could do right now. So, and I create distance from there in case there is a brains event. I would love them there because then I could start using Piazza with her attack of a 2. She is in a dangerous spot with the St. Thomas thing, but again, less dangerous because I know that the next fate card is not that. All right, we're going to heal. We're going to refresh that. We're not taking any candy corns off the board, but somehow I do have 7 there. This goes away. We're about to get some bad events, kids. We have 3 and 3 left for chapter 2. So that's a thing. Event. Woof. Disaster in the lab. Whoa, come on, man. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So the Rangers are going to move. We have 4 Rangers. Refugees 1. It would put it in a forest. There is no rumor in the forest. Oh, that's nice. Great. So Refugees 1. This comes in. This goes up. We draw a thing. We put a rumor back in the forest. Be easy pickings. Because it's going to go right there. We have not used the Mystic Pendant yet. That goes there. This flips. Is it good? Oh, St. Thomas. Oh, boy. Well, Piazza better move. Yikes. All right. Well, we have the they fell for it this time. That's a good one. It could undo an activation. So we did the refugees activation. Now we go to infection level. This moves up because the vermin are not on the start space. I rolled 2 dice. I need a 5 or higher. I rolled a 4. This goes down to a 0. We draw. Oh, what? That was the first time I had a freaking regular outbreak all day. That was not the time for that to happen. Amazing. So we pull this. We put a regular Zeds unit on the mountain track. It's going to go in the town closest to town center because there is no chaos on that thing. That is now Zed's control, so that gets a candy corn. And then we immediately play this. So we have to, but I could look at 2 and choose 1. There's a 5 and a 5 again. I'm placing 2 regular units as a Zed mob on St. Thomas as necessary. So I'm going to look at 2, choose 1. A 5 and a 2. I'll take the 2. Thank you very much. Looking at 2, choosing 1. They're going on St. Thomas. This is super gross. How did I roll a 4 there? I don't know. You tell me. Some very weird plot twist, this one. 7 and an 8. Oh, well, that takes care of the 2. I'm assuming that's accurate, like with that there, the Zed's unnatural selection. So that is carried out. Both of these come into St. Thomas. And we now have a battle. So, infection level goes back up because we're doing a hand-to-hand combat. There's a 9 to a 3, which is Zed's times 3. It becomes Zed's advantage because of the St. Thomas. Now, if I get one big number, remember, I can turn any number to a 5 once around with the Mystic Pendant. So this isn't necessarily awful. A 4 and a 4, I can turn that into a 5. So it's Zed's times 2 and I rolled a 9. Oh, that's still pretty piss poor. So I do 2 damage. Don't die, dude. I just needed a 5. Woof. And of course, I just put the rumor there because this is how this goes. So I do 1 damage. It becomes 2 because of Zed's treats. Put that on the 7, obviously. They're going to control that now. So candy corn back there. I take 2 damage. We do a saving roll. Please save me. There we go. This goes up. Piazza's in here with an EKG marker. Woof. Alrighty then. Well, she has the Mystic Pendant. And could I have done the Mystic Pendant for a saving roll? Any die roll. Yeah, yeah. So I would have just left the 8 because it's the same result, and then I could have guaranteed that she saved herself with the Mystic Pendant, which is actually pretty thematically fun. All right, eat. I need a 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, the Savior Core gives me a +1, so I need a 4 or higher. I'm good. I rolled a 1. We lose supply. We're down to 2 supplies. The Zeds are activating on the highway track. That goes there. This goes here. This goes here. And they're activating twice on the tunnel track. 1, 2. We get 2 event actions. I'm going to do the checkmate roll. I rolled a 2 again. Oh, think I've gotten like that extra action like 40% of the time, maybe less. That's been a little gross. At the beginning of this phase, roll the die. I would like a 6, please. I rolled a 1. Add 1 random early research card to the top of the deck. Bam! So that just got more complicated and annoying. We are going to go to the event actions now. So we're going to spend an action to move these guys in here. His own agenda. Bye-bye. You out. We flip this early research card over. It is research materials needed. While this is the current research card, you may spend a supply instead of it actually to conduct the research, and I need a 5 or a 6 to get it done. The high school supplies of lab materials were soon depleted during a critical juncture of experimentation. Now, the nice thing is I don't need to spend, I'm still going to want to spend the actions, but I wouldn't need to send supplies. It's just the supply. I could send supplies to action, but remember, it's a 5 or a 6 without needing the supply, and I could try to do a successful research action this turn because his own agenda does not prevent me from trying to do both of those in the same turn. I also want to get Piazza back. So we're going to spend this action. This goes down. Piazza's halfway to full health. Hauser needs to take care of this 7. So Hauser's going to do a player action. She's doing a gunfire attack of a 3, 4, becomes a 5 because of the super weapon. The first one does not require an ammo. Oh, the second one she did before, she was in she could on a saving roll because she was in a place, she was in a town space. So we'll do a saving roll from her second gunfire attack from earlier, not saved. Now we're doing the gunfire attack, her first gunfire attack of this turn against the 7. I rolled a 1, a 6, and a 6. We'll take the 2 6s. That's going to be a gunfire attack of a 5, 2 6s. Gets me to 12 because you advance mass of 4 damage to him. We're going to do Mother of Invention. We're going to increase this by 3 to get 1 extra event action. I'm going to spend that immediately to do a gunfire attack of a 5 one more time. I'm going to take the 2 5s this time. That's enough to kill this thing. I'm going to do a saving roll for the ammo. Or did I spend the ammo? I did not. I'm going to do a saving roll for the ammo. Not saved. All right, this is out. This comes here. And we're going to do leadership. Savior Corps is doing a foraging action. I have not successfully foraged in quite a bit. In quite a bit of time. All right. Well, everything gets readied here. We still have 3 cards in that research deck. I would very much like to deplete that and go from there. So candy corn's down to 5. We have no other housekeeping, so there's no restoration of order happening. But woof, do we have a lot of extra, yikes, a lot of extra, we still a lot of special events still left in this chapter. So we draw this. It's not a special event. How is that freaking possible? So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, Rangers are coming in. Infection, this goes up 1 because of the vermin. I need a 6 or higher. I rolled a 5. Oof. This should have been face up. Not that it matters. This comes down here. Oh, it's all the good ones. Most excellent. So we're doing a regular Zeds unit. That has increased. So we have to put a regular Zeds in the place with the most Zeds units. The most Zeds units is clearly the forest track because there's 4 up there. So this gets placed. Now remember, the 5 is going to displace things because the stronger Zeds rules. So the 5 comes here. Now this is, again, the real Zeds of Farmingdale. This is that variant starting to come into play. Now we're going to add 1 Zeds unit on the campground space, apply the stacking limit and necessary. So that's going to cause immediate combat, which is really sick. Woof. So these guys come in here. It's a 6. This goes up. All right, we're doing Zeds times 3 becomes Zeds times 2 because of the campground space. This is carried out. I rolled a 9. 1 damage becomes 2 damage because of Zed's treats. 2 damage to me, however, flips me over and puts a 1 thing there, and we get a candy corn on the campground. Like so. So those are some pretty bad fate cards. Hopefully the next one is better. Yeah, Sir Wipes a Lot is a lot better. Wipes a lot better. Clearly. We now go to eat. We're going to eat 1. We're down to 1 supply. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. We had lots of supplies. Now we have not very many at all. We are going to do the Zeds phase. At the beginning of this phase, +1 for each Zeds unit on the suburbs track. There's only 1, so that gets up to a 2. We add a regular Zeds unit to the suburbs track start space, and then we activate the suburbs track. So this Zeds mob just goes up to there. We get 2 event actions. We're doing the checkmates roll. Here we go, an extra event for us. Oh, the joys. All right, we're going to take this action. We're going to do a research action. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 2. This action need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 2. This action need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 1. This action I need 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 4. Most excellent. Late research. We can't reproduce this. Hold for later. Play at any time to flip the result of any one die roll so that you are applying the bottom numbers instead of those on top. A 1 of 2 becomes a 5, or a 2 double die. All right, cool. They laughed at the man who found moldy bread and saw penicillin. Sometimes a fluke discovery occurs under circumstances that never could be repeated nor understood. It is what scientists call luck. Use the still current research cards. Next research again. That's not terrible, except, my rolls are atrocious. All right, leadership, foraging, rolled a 6. Give me 2 more ammo. Thank you very much. His own agenda. No, not going to kill off Captain Piazza, although it's a little bit tempting. Yikes, I am a wee bit tilted. Wow, I still have some bad events. So think about the 2 fake cards, man. We all of a sudden, we got 2 things thrown to the St. Thomas. We had 1 thing thrown at the campground. We have 4 candy corns left. So not the greatest turn of events here. And woof, my inability to roll well for research has really gotten to the point of ridiculousness. All right, next, Suburbs Night Assault is out. We grab the next card. We should get some special events. You got to be kidding. Absolutely. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So the Refugees 2. So I'm going to move these guys. And we're activating everything. So we're just going to waste the other one. And we're activating, activating everything. So we're just going to chill. We'll have the Raiders chill on east side. Seems like a good place for them because the doubles terrain shift, and obviously we're going to need to defend against the guys who just came in from the campground. So infection level, this goes up 1 because of the vermin. Eat, we have to roll higher than 1 billion. I rolled a 5, so let me do the math. It becomes a 6 because of the savior core, so we're good. We don't have to actually eat. Zeds, all. At the beginning of this phase, place a new Zeds unit on the start space of every track. So we get a new Zeds unit in the suburbs track, a new Zeds unit in the forest track, a new Zeds unit in the mountain track, highway track, and finally the tunnel track. We have 2 cards left in that research deck, and I'm eager to get through them both. All right, so remove all hit markers from Zed's units. That sucks. We lose this. We lose this. That's it. So just 4 hits. Could have been worse. Wow, there's a lot of Zed units on this board right now. And we activate all tracks. We activate the highway track. 1. We activate this track. So wiped out the train. Put the train in the cemetery. It seems appropriate. Put these guys here. This here. And this here. There's a lot of units on the track, and that rumor is just like, that rumor looked really easy to get for a second, and then all of a sudden, we added 5 more units. We're activating this guy, comes in, this goes up, it's a Zeds times 3, this is not going to end well, that's a 5, yes, you does do 1 damage to him at least, because of the Zed streets. He's dead, saving roll, only because of his own agenda, that works, this goes here, these guys go into there with an EKG marker. Perfect. All right. What's next? He stays there. These guys go in. This goes up. It is a 5 to a 5, but it comes human times 2, 1 because of the mobile terrain unit and 1 because of the mine. We do get a reroll if we want it. I rolled a 7. Human times 2. Sure, 4 damage. Let's not re-roll that. So that be 3 damage becomes 4. We take a hit, although tough roll. Can I cancel it? I do. Most excellent. This guy comes up here. This comes up there. And now we go down here in vermin here. And then finally into the catacombs and up here. We get 1 event action. We're rolling for the checkmates. I get a 2nd action there. Most excellent. Alrighty then. I'm going to do a research action. I need a 4, 5, or 6. There we go. Late research. Antidote breakthrough. Most excellent. At the end of every infection, we will reduce the infection by 1, which is super awesome, which is going to counteract the vermin still being on the board. Now I'm going to do his own agenda. We're going to say bye-bye to this guy. Went through the entire research deck. And guess what? Super weapon feature. We can get a 4th one because Agee's in play. Zed retreat at +2 hits. I think that's good. Do I want to get the 4 hits on a chaos marker? I don't know, man. I don't think I can afford to mess with that much chaos. Yeah, Zed's retreat at +2 hits. So, absolutely annihilated the research deck. I'm going to get a heal. This goes down. There's like 3 tokens there now. Biaz's back in play. Can she can't fire through town center, but she can fire from town center. And we have Mr. Alan Zeno Jones can now start going in any above ground space, which is super nice. Any empty space. The checkmates are fairly strong. They're 4-4. There are 4 on their healthy side. We got a barricade there. Yeah, we're gonna do a player action and an ammo. We're gonna gunfire attack with Captain Piazza. She's doing a or does that even make sense? No ammo. We're gonna do a gunfire attack with Agee because she's right there, and she gets to roll 3 dice, and we don't have to spend an ammo for her first attack. So it's a gunfire attack of a 5 because it's 3, 4, 3 +1 because of the super weapon stuff. So attack of a 5. We're going to use the 11, so that's going to be 3 damage. We'll flip this dude, and since we had 2+ hits on it, it does back up thanks to the super weapons. So that's pretty effective. Leadership, we're going to do a forage action with the Savior Core. I rolled a 2. I have so much ammo that it doesn't matter, but woof. That has not been an effective thing for me. Another brains event here could be bad. Like, where else am I vulnerable? I think that's my most vulnerable. Just because of how that's all laid out. So oh man, I think I just leave it. I could just cancel the activation with, yeah, they fell for it. I think that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, research deck is out. This last feature, super weapon, the engineers of this breakthrough said that the trick was to miniaturize the device enough so they could easily carry it as a weapon. The rest of us were just glad that it worked. Most deaf. I have one supply left. It's crazy how quickly 20 supplies went, and I didn't do a single. I have one barricade left. That's nuts. Remember, once we have the super weapon, if she restores order, it causes minus 2 to infection level. So I think we're good. This is out. That's our second special event. At the end of the housekeeping, this phase, that goes down. Right, we'll ready this, we'll ready this, we'll ready this. We're going to go to the event. We still have 2 more special events. Brains. Yeah. I thought about doing Mother I mentioned to move him. We'll see if I'm going to regret that. But so 3 infection increase gets us up to 7. Ultra activates at once with each blah, blah, blah. If they win, they go again. So activating, this goes up. It's an 8 to a 3. And a shift, so it's Zed's advantage because it was Zed's times 2, and then 1 shift because of the Farmingdale University. This would be a good time to roll big, baby. An 8, Zed's advantage with an 8 is excellent. I was defending, so 3 damage instead of 2. 2 damage to me, however. And that's done. So we won that battle. Super clutch. The 6 comes in, stacking limit applies. We send the 2 back. The Real Zeds again are moving to the front. We're going to activate on the wolf. Really don't want the. I mean, if the checkmates get hurt, like, it is what it is. Where else am I having battles? Oh, they're going to battle down here. There's maybe a chaos. I was going to have to do a catacombs roll. Just trying to think if I should cancel anything. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that activation. Play during the Zeds phase to cancel anyone. Oh, this isn't. Is this a Zeds phase? I guess this isn't really. I guess technically this isn't a phase. Oh, it's not a phase, yo. So I think I have to carry this out. I think I played that wrong before. All right, this comes down. This goes up. It is 8 to a 4, so that's Zeds times 2. It becomes equal to, again, the checkmates are a 4 because we have 3 refugee units there, so each one gets a +1. This could be super bad. I do have the, we can't reproduce this, so. I rolled an 11. Who needs it? So, equal to, rolled an 11. 3 damage becomes 4 damage. So, kill him. 1 damage on him. 1 damage to the checkmates. This is out. And it's a big 11, man. These guys activate. This comes in. This comes in. This goes up. We're activating here. This comes in. This goes up. It is a 6 to a 5, so that's Zed's advantage. We always have +1 shift with the rangers, and then +2 because of the terrain. So it's human times 2. That's a 9, big roll. Human times 2, 9, no damage to me. 3 damage becomes 4 damage because of the Zed streets. So flip that over. There's 1 health left. These guys come in. This goes up. It's a 7 to a 5. That's Zed's advantage. Double shift. 1 because of the mine. 1 because of the mobile terrain unit. We get a reroll at human advantage. That's a 10. Really big rolls. So human advantage is 4 damage. That kills this. Puts 2 damage on here. This comes up. And out. And then finally, again, we're going to be 1 away from another unchecked outbreak. This comes in. This goes up. It is, nope, it might not come in. We have to do a catacombs roll. It's stuck. Woo! First time all day. Oh, Yeah, it doesn't matter. Still Catacombs roll because then these guys go here. This goes here. So that all looks pretty normal. So that's the third special event. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 1 and 1 left. We'll see what's next. Are we getting 3 special events in a row? We are. Woof. All right. Oh, the end of there was no housekeeping phase. We just go right to the next turn. So again, that doesn't even happen. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. We're going to stay where we are. That's going to be a rather unfortunate mix of, yeah, those tracks activating are not great, but we'll see how we can pull this off. Yeah, no far activations. I can't move Xeno. Could move the Rangers, but I don't want to. You know what? It makes more sense to move them. So I'm actually going to move them up this way. This goes up. No, the beginning of the infection phase is going to go up. Never mind. No, I don't. I'm trying to see if I can, because I have to do unchecked outbreak anyway. That's fine. This will work. All right. So I'm just going to let that go. Infection phase, beginning of infection phase because of the vermin. This goes up. At the end of this phase, immediately put it to 13, do an unchecked outbreak. So can I roll another 11? I rolled a 7, still not terrible. So 13 minus 7 gets us a 6. And unchecked outbreak, we get a super Zed. We're putting a super Zed where? In the place with the most Zed, the fewest Zeds units. We have 3 in the suburbs track. We have 2 in the tunnel track. We have 3 in the highway track. We have 3 in the mountain track. And we have 5 in the forest track. So it's going to go in the Chromotechnics lab. We have the Doom Zeds. Most excellent. All right. Pressure events we don't have to do versus games. Some stuff happens. Eat, we don't have to roll. And now Zeds activate. They're activating on the highway track. So highway track goes in. This goes up to 7. So we're up against Hauser. She's not stacked with anybody. I could not get anybody in there. I did not have the activations, unfortunately, the actions. So it's going to be a 4 to a 3, and the terrain shift makes it a human advantage. So with this, I have a hold for later that I can get rid of stuff. Oh, I could cancel an activation. Oh, I might cancel that. That's really bad. That's decidedly bad. I mean, that's ×2 equal to with a reroll. I do have that. I really don't want to mess up Hauser. I'm going to cancel that one. I don't mind the others. The others I'll find a way. Yeah, I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to roll the die. I rolled a 3. The card goes away because of course it does. That's fine. I don't want to risk hurting Hauser. She's just kind of too important in the role that she's playing. All right, so highway track, this goes up. All right, we activate the mountain track. This goes in, this goes up. We're doing human ×3. I rolled a 7, no damage to me. The sucker's super dead. These guys go in. This goes up, so it's going to be equal to when I have a reroll if I need it, because it's 11 to a 5, so that's Zeds ×2, and then double shift. 4 is garbage. Come on, don't fail me now. 7. 3 damage, so we're going to push these guys back, and I succeed. 2 damage to Hunt, so we did not cancel the first. We canceled the second, so he's there. We still have a supply, which is super helpful. And then that's done. Yikes. And now, wait, how the heck? 13 down to a 6. And we had only 2 attacks. I think I pushed it up for Hauser and then I canceled it, so this should actually be back here. Because it was 13 down to a 6, so I rolled a 7, I did an unchecked outbreak. And then I had one attack there, 1 attack there. Yeah, so this should absolutely be on the 8 instead of the 9. And then we're activating the tunnel track. We're doing a catacombs roll now. And they move normally, because of course they do. This goes up. It's a 4 to a 4, human advantage. 8. 8 means 3 damage. Yep, which becomes 4 because the Zed Streets, they go back into the catacombs. 1 damage to this dude. And that's fine. And then you guys go with the catacombs. Doomsteads come over here. All activations are done. We get 1 event action. We're rolling for the checkmates. I rolled a 6. We get a second action here. And that will work. Yeah, when we did the vermin thing, that got us up to 12, moved to the 13, got us down to 6. Yeah, and then plus 3. Alrighty then. Well, Sir Wipes a Lot is still in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to use an activation and move Agee over to the campground. 1, 2, 3, 4. John Nelson, you should try rolling with your opposite hand in the opposite direction. Your rolls will logically land on the opposite sides, which will be the opposite of atrocious. I mean, considering where I'm at, like, it's hard to be too upset, but woof, it's been a day. I'm gonna use an action with Hauser. Hauser doesn't have to spend an ammo her first roll, so we're rolling 3 dice. I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 5, so we're gonna take the 2 and a 5. For gunfire attack of a 5, 7 gives us 2 damage. We're going to use this player action and an ammo gunfire attack of a 5 with Hauser and 3 dice. Oh, the Zeds retreat. Is that optional? I don't think that's optional. Yeah, so that was undone. I actually didn't even see what I rolled. Yeah, I really need the vermin to die though, man. Woof. I'm going to do this last supply and field things to do this. This comes down. The vermin are super annoying. I know the next one is not a special event, but this guy is woof. Yeah, that track is bad. The fact that these guys are still defiant villagers is hilarious. We're gonna forage with the Savior Core. There we go, 2 ammo, because I need 15 ammo apparently. This should be revealed. It's a good one. I can put a thing in the tunnel. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to put a rumor in the tunnel. I would like to get the rest of these rumors though, because woof. If I move, that's interesting. I need to start like doing serious gunfire attacks there. Let May handle this. The vermin hopefully will go away. Hunt has been an animal on the mountain track. So I'm going to spend this last action. We'll get Wilson up here. And we'll keep Piazza in town center. All right. This is done. We have our last housekeeping. This goes down 1 at the end of the housekeeping phase. I'm just going to do it now. This restores order. She restores order. It goes down 2. So we're really on top of infection in a way which is super nice. This will ready his own agenda. Oh, I could have used that. Yeah, let me move him somewhere useful. He'll go 1, 2 and hang out down here with Hauser. That seems like it will make some degree of difference. All right. Mystic Pen that I still have not taken advantage of, which is fine. We'll find a way to deal with that. So it's going to be the last. Well, we're ready this too. Ready this. No more supplies, so the Savior Core is kind of just a glorified decoration at this point. You know what? Let me do Mother of Invention. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend an ammo. I'm doing a gunfire attack of a 6 with Hunt, and I'm rolling 2 dice. I can't lose Hunt now that I have no more supplies, and I have ways to control the infection. So gunfire attack of a 6 with Hunt. I got the extra action from Professor Agee. I rolled a 5. Gunfire attack of a 6. I rolled a 5. That is enough for 2 damage. So this flips, and I'll put 1 damage on one of these guys. Yeah, gotta keep them alive. And then the rest of that, again, the math would have worked out fine. It definitely wasn't going to be up there, so we're good. Just the way that kind of panned out. All right, I could do a saving roll for the ammo. I failed again because Hauser's still there. But yeah, everything else is where I wanted it. I just went back and added 1 more action with Mother of Invention. So what's going on? I have 5 candy corns over here. This is looking like a mess. Everything else is kind of looking under control. Doom Zeds are obviously potentially problematic. I have not had any Zed loss from the Catacombs rolls yet, so we'll see. But this is the last event from Chapter 2. Something wicked comes this way. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. I can move the Rangers. I did not get a 4-hour activation, so these guys are just stuck. Infection level, this goes up 1 because the vermin are still in play. I need a 10 or higher. Nice, we're good there. Eat, I need a billion. We're good there. And now we go to the Zeds. The Venus phase pressure event, then for each cataclysm phase, roll the die. Woof. Really? Okay, so all tracks are activating. At the beginning of this phase, though, we have to do this thing. So for Catacomb Space 3, I rolled a 4. We placed 1 new Zed unit there. And for Catacomb Space number 5, that's a 5-er. I roll a die. I rolled a 6, no effect. Interesting. We're activating all tracks. We activate this track. This goes up. We're probably having another unchecked outbreak suddenly. Suddenly. It's a 10 to a 5. A 10 to a 2. So it's Zeds times 3. 1 terrain shift. Give me something big. Or a 6. So 1 damage because of Zed's treats. And then dead. Not going to do a saving roll because there's literally no point. And we get a candy corn here. This comes up. All right, these guys come in. This goes up. I'm serious. I can have a friggin' unchecked outbreak now. Yikes. That's fine. That's not the worst. It is going to be a 7 to a. I wish this guy was in just for the math. So it's a 7 to a 4. We get a double shift because of the barricade. Now Wilson's there, so I get an extra die to my defense roll. So, and I get to choose the 2 that I want the most. Make the magic happen. Ooh, a 3 and a 5. So I win. I do 2 damage, becomes 3. So I can flip over the 7. This goes back. I take 2 damage though. So we flip over and we take 1 hit there. That's done. The 3 and the 2, again, Real Zeds rules notwithstanding, the 3 and the 2 are not higher than the 4 and the 5. No, go figure, and then this comes there. So you see how that really starts working out, that the weaker units really do stay in the back. I do need to get I need to get them healed up for sure, and then I could move something in there to really shore things up with Wilson. All right, activating over here. These guys come in. This goes up. We are going to have an unchecked outbreak, which is so annoying. All right, so that's 6 to a 5. We're going to double shift this so it becomes human advantage. Remember, I have a reroll. I still have this. We can't reproduce this thing. I rolled a 5. I will do my reroll. I rolled a 1. Heck no. We can't reproduce this. I'm going to flip this over to a 12 because, yeah, I cannot lose Sheriff Hunt. So human advantage is 4 damage because 5 damage. 5 damage is enough to wipe both of these suckers out. But I lost another one of my really strong things. So that's fine. It's like, oh, we still have this thing. Oh, now we don't. Excellent. We activate here. These guys come down. This comes up. And then we activate the tunnel track. So Catacombs roll for that. It moves normally. Candy Corn goes here. Catacombs roll for the 5 strength guy. He's stuck. Catacombs roll for the 2 strength guy. He moves normally. This comes in. This goes up. We carry out the full battle. Then we do the unchecked outbreak. It's human times 2 becomes human times 3 because of the terrain shift in Dr. Matusa's office. I rolled a 6. 1 damage to me because, of course, I rolled a 6 and not a 7. 3 damage to this becomes 4 damage. So this goes back in here. I now have to do the unchecked outbreak, and then we're gonna have to. So this guy moves up. That ends all activations. So we're doing the unchecked outbreak now. I rolled a 7. This goes back down to a 6, and we are placing a Super Zeds in the tunnel track. Super Zeds. Oh, and of course it's going to go on the security guard post, and Super Zeds always outrank regular Zeds. So we have a Zed Hemoth right there. Woof, or the Iron Zeds right there, which is even worse. Hold for later. I'm never gonna have. Well, I'm never gonna have any more research guards. So hold the Farmingdale Project.ca. Play during the action phase when you have a player unit at Dr. Matusa's office to turn over the next card of the research deck for free is absolutely useless. But what a god awful turn of events. Again, we had to add a unit there because of the last card. No, because of this card, and then all of a sudden we have an unchecked outbreak. And again, we get a Super Zeds there. Super Zeds because of the Real Zeds of Farmingdale. He goes to the front, and now we are in some trouble. Lots of trouble, because Iron Zeds can be really nasty in some very unfortunate ways. All right, so let's make the magic happen. We get 3 event actions. I'm going to roll this die. I need a 4, 5, or 6. Nope, no checkmates action for me. Thank you very much. Didn't really want it anyway. Why would I have wanted that anyway? You know, it's a thing. Yikes. Iron Zed is going to be a problem. We're going to do an action. I'm doing 3 dice with May Hauser. We're doing a gunfire attack of a 5. We'll take the 1 and the 5 for 6. Gunfire attack of a 5 is 2 damage. It kills this thing. And it's 1 damage on the vermin. We're doing a saving roll for the vermin, and nope, it is dead. Vermin out. So I can take this away, and that will really help with the infection level. All right. Well, crap. If I inflict 2 hits, it retreats, so that's a helpful idea. And I have the Mystic Pendant. Great. So I'm going to do an action to go over here. We're going to do the leadership to forage. I have unsuccessfully foraged so many times this game. It is absolutely bananas. Oh, wait. I'm going to move her here. I'm going to do his own... Let me do this right. I moved Piazza there. I'm going to spend an action to put the checkmates here. I'm going to do his own agenda to get Alan Zeno Jones here. So my 3 actions were gunfire, move Piazza, move the checkmates. I'm going to do a... this player action and an ammo attacking the security guard post. I'm 2 away, so I have a gunfire attack of a 4. My super weapon makes it a gunfire attack of a 5, and I rolled an 8. Gunfire attack is of a 5 is going to be 3 damage. And now we see if we cancel any. So the first hit sticks, the second hit does not, the third hit sticks. So that's 2 damage to this guy, and he retreats. So he actually does retreat into the catacomb space. So that's most excellent. So, most excellent. That's right. You heard it here first. We have 3 candy corns left. I think we're shored up pretty well. We still have a rumor there. We have a rumor there. This should be flipped over. It's a good one. I will absolutely accept that. Farming.ca is garbage. You're probably not going to make it much longer. But I think we're okay. We have 1 billion ammo. I could try to save the ammo with Hauser. We do. The ammo goes back. I think that's right. Someone can let me know if that's wrong, if you care enough. So this comes off. We go into chapter 3. Be Downing. My daughter is serving a mission in Germany right now. I'm talking to Marcel. She is currently in K-Town. Also, I finally started playing this game, and I'm not sure what's more aesthetically pleasing to me, this or Darkest Night. Yeah, I know my choice. Darkest Night is pretty wild. I love the gameplay of this so much more. And it just makes me happy when I see it. It's like, seriously, there's no other game. When I see like someone post a picture of this on like social media, which isn't all the time, but it's enough. Like I'm just like, oh, I want to play Zed so bad. And like Darkest Night, I was like, oh, it's a good game, but I never had that same connection. All right, housekeeping phase. This goes down, and we'll see. We could definitely get killed here pretty quick. But I think we've got some good options, but the Real Zeds challenges is definitely played a role for sure. You know, so hopefully if I don't get unlucky with these Iron Zeds rolls, I should be okay. But again, you have those things that remove all markers from Zeds that could be really, really bad. And I already had to use the city planners early because I had the Stenchy Zeds. Stenchy Poo was really annoying. Brains! Woof! Really? Yikes. All right, this goes up to we ignore the pressure event, and we activate all tracks. Great. So this goes up. These guys are now retreating. We get a candy corn here. This goes up. I had to use everything. I have nothing, dude. It's going to come down to that roll. Wilson the Hermit should help. We will see. So these guys come in. This goes up. It is the very first card in chapter 3. It's like, bam! Like, in your face, dude. Good luck. All right, so that goes up. It is a 9 to a 4, which is Zeds times 2. It becomes an equal 2 because of the barricade. I'm rolling 3 dice instead of 2, thanks to Wilson the Hermit. So anything higher than a 7, using 2 of these 3 dice would be very, very welcome. I rolled a 4 and a 5. That's fantastic. So 2 damage becomes 3 damage because of the Zed's treat. So I'll kill this one. This guy backs up. I take 1 damage, so Alan is hurt a little bit. And then these guys activate here, and this dude activates here. There's nothing on the mountain track, so we have to add a regular Zeds unit. We will put him here. It's a 9er. Woof. We're going to do a Catacombs roll for the Iron Zed. It's a 1. He moves normally, because of course he does. We're going to do a Catacombs roll for the 5. He moves normally. He can't. He's stack limited. We're going to do a Catacombs roll for the Doom Zed. It's a 3. He moves normally. Yikes. That's terrible. This goes up. It's a 7 to a 2, which is Zeds times 3, becomes Zeds times 2. And I rolled an 8. That's 1 damage, becomes 2 damage because of the Zed's treat. And it is 2 damage to me, so we're just gonna... I will do a saving roll. Yes, this goes up. We're here with an EKG. That gets a candy corn, and because of brains he won, he advances again and goes into the catacombs. We do a catacombs roll for 5. It moves normally. It's now there. And wow, that tunnel track, it looks all sorts bad. Oh, by the way, I think I rolled big anyway, but I don't know if I could have made that a better attack with a Mystic Pendant. I mean, I did 3 damage, so I don't think I could have made it a 12. Yeah, I could have only made it 11 if I turned one to a 5. You know, advanced math for y'all. All right, Brains event is done. And that's fine. So we're 1 special event down. We have 11 regular events, 3 special events left. We still have Sir Wipes a lot. I don't know if that's going to make much sense to use that. Probably not. Holy cow, I have a lot of good fire. All right. Oh, you've got to be freaking kidding me, dude. The really unfortunate thing about that is we're having another unchecked outbreak. But both brains events are out if I can survive this, but yikes. Okay. This goes up. Again, there was no housekeeping phase, so it didn't come down. I can actually just take the skull off, and I'll just use that. Because it's gonna be there the rest of the game. Oh, we're having an outbreak now. Yikes. Alright, these guys go in. That's 2 damage. That's 2 thing. I could do a saving roll. I do save it. Again, it's already maxed out, so this goes there with an EKG marker. This goes up. We do an unchecked outbreak first. I rolled a 10, so that's a nice big roll. This goes down to a 3. This is going to go up. We're going to put a Super Zeds in the forest track. Super Zeds are going to go in the farm. They always take precedent. They're going to bump back this guy. It is an Oozer. They get +2 supplies or +2 ammo at any time. That's super helpful. This is going to flip because Wilson's still alive. Necessity is the mother of invention. I can convert 2 supplies into 1 ammo. That doesn't seem like a thing that's going to be realistic. Yikes. So this is the roll for everything, I think. This comes in. This goes up. Is an 8 to a 3, so Zeds times 2 becomes equal to because of the barricade. I roll 3 dice. I rolled 3 2s. Yeah, that's it. That's going to be the game. I don't see how this goes well. I rolled 3 2s at equal to. Wow. I have no reroll. Brains is going to go. They're going to march right into the center. I have no answer for them. I effectively got five special events and 6 cards. And I rolled this 4. I have no reroll. Even a 5 would have been helpful. It's not over. I need an 8 or higher, but woof. I do 1 damage. Xeno's dead. I mean, I could do a saving roll, but it doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, I have no room for it. So Xeno is just out. He's pretty useless right now anyway. He's got his own agenda. But his gunfire attacks require supplies, which is like just stupid. Yeah, Xeno's out. I don't know who I'd prefer, right? Whereas Wilson retreats. They're going to advance again because of brains. And it's now 8 to a 5, or 8 to a 2, so it's Zeds times 3, becomes Zeds advantage because of the terrain shift. I'm only rolling 2 dice. I need an 8 or higher. The game is over. A 7. Gotta be fucking kidding me. So bad, dude. 7 last time would have been great. 7 with 2 dice would have been great. Yeah, that's it. That's game. That's really bad. That was some really, really bad rolling. It's crazy, like how in control I was until I wasn't, and you saw the Super Zeds really make that harder because just the it was relentless, like just how high those mobs were. But yeah, I did a 7 did 2 damage, 2 damage to Wilson. They come in, and that is absolutely the end of the game. But woof, that was unfortunate. Back-to-back brains. You gotta be kidding me. Because I mean, the next play was I get the Rangers there, right? I just never had the cards. The brains events didn't give me a chance. So it's and any of these special events, like they actually give you a 4R phase. So I would have been able to position things. So the fact that it was like exactly had to be the brains events where I could not position myself to prevent that. But rolling 3 dice and rolling 3 twos and getting a 4 and then rolling, you know, then rolling a 7 when I needed an 8 was just like such a classic way for this to go down. I rolled it. I had to get rid of this because I rolled a 2 with Sheriff Hunt, so that was gross. I still could have had that. If I had the I guess you can't really use this for a brains card anyway. But the fact that this got burned up after 1 use is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, that was really gross. That was really gross. But it's fun, man. I love this game, but that was a was a very special way to lose. Ah! Herman's like, you're gonna have fun even when you're losing. And that's usually true with this game, but that was not a fun way to lose. I went through the entire research deck. I mean, come on, dude. Even the 5, because the crazy thing too is like if you think about this, if I roll a 5, that flips over to a 5 to a 3. So even if I lose, right? So say I roll a 5 instead of a 4 with those 3 dice. That's now I do 2 damage instead of 1 because it was 1 damage. And then the Z makes it 2 damage, and now it's a 5 to a 2. Where's Herman? 5 to a 2. So then it goes Zeds times 2 instead of Zeds times 3, which becomes equal to. And then equal to, I roll a 7, I do 3 more damage, I still survive. It's just like literally rolling 3 dice and I roll 3 twos. I just needed any one of those dice to be a 4 or higher. And it could have been a 4 and a 1, and I'm good. It would give me a 3 and a 2, and I'm good. It's just like I roll 3 twos, and it's like, oh, yeah, that was a really crispy way to lose this game, man. I rolled bad. I rolled even by my standards, that was a horrendous set of rolls. The number of research actions that I had to do 3-4 times. When I had the gunfire attacks over here, and I rolled I had a gunfire attack of a 4, and I rolled a 4, I think 3 times in a row. Like that's just horrendous rolling. And that was only with 2 dice. You kind of understand it. When I'm rolling 3 dice, I expect to get at least a 5. I'm like, or I rolled a 1-2-2, which is even worse than the 2-2-2 I rolled during the actual game. But you kind of see how it's set up. You see the power of the research deck. It's hard if I'm choosing a character. If I didn't do the super weapon in the previous game, especially, like it's hard not to choose Agee as the one you're gonna go for because it's just I mean, I rolled crappy as it was on that research deck, but it was at least 3 or 4 times that +1 really gave me what I needed to at least get through it. And then you combo her with um with Xeno, just to kind of get those last few when I was really running out of supplies, and you see a lot of strength there. But that's a hard loss to stomach, man. That the number of things that went against me, and then you're like, yeah, you get through those brains events, and like all of a sudden, like I think the game really opens up because now I have in chapter 3, I have 11 standard events to only 2 special events. And then we'll have the National Guard. National Guard comes out. I have Sir Wipes a lot, so that's going to buy me some time to make sure I don't lose because of candy corns. You know, we had some very strong things going with us for us. Um, missile drone strike, Hell's Dinner Bells, hospital. So sick, dude. I'm frustrated. Oh man, yeah, this was we would have had 7 rounds before the next special event, but I very much would have had to kill the Iron Zeds by then. Otherwise, it's return each Zeds unit on the namespace, so it's full strength side. Remove all hit markers. So depending on where he was, I guess if he was there, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And I mean, but again, every time you do 2 damage, they retreat. So chances are he would have been on the namespace, which would have been super bad. But you know, I will. The lack of condolences in the chat, man, is kind of upsetting. Ah! I love this game so much, man, but that was really freaking gross, dude. It didn't even feel unfair, right? It didn't feel unfair from a game design standpoint. It's just, wow, how did I roll so badly, like at every moment? Um, I've told the story before when I was playing with Tony and we were literally at a space where it was like super late game and it was like, all right, we got this. And then it was like one situation came up and it was like, all right, anything but a 2. And I mean, genuinely anything but a 2 with 2 dice. And I rolled a 1 on the 1 and and we both were like, no, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. I will not mulligan this on camera. I mean, if it was late game, I might, but we still got we have the majority of chapter 3, all of chapter 4, and then the final event to go through. Like that's a lot of time to play with a mulligan. Oh, it was like a look at that too. What a nice easy finale. It's the original finale. The faded track. You just activate it twice. Oh man, that was crazy. That was absolutely. This would have back. Oh, this is bad. Back to back with the brains. That would have been super interesting. That's really two. That's 2 bad special events in chapter 4. But whoo! Thanks for a cool challenge from VideoBlam. I dig it. I don't know if I'm going to be playing with this rule ever again, but you know, I would consider it. It was a fun. It's a fun little wrinkle. It definitely was part of my demise. It changed the math up here for sure. And if you think about how close those rolls were and like 1 pip difference, I would have been able to survive it. Had I survived that, you know, again, the next event was this. Again, the forest track's activating twice. That's absolutely perfect. I still have Sheriff Hunt exactly where he needs to be. You know, the tough marker, whatever. We would have been able to make that work. And then I would have 3 actions, potentially 4 with the checkmates. Of course not. But, you know, we heal someone up. We shore that up. You know, I use Sir Wipes a lot. You know, we would have been able to kind of get things under control. I think pretty handily. Just man, that was just a really wild turn of events. We ended up with a bunch more super sets than I expected. And I think that's a saving. I mean, as badly as I rolled in other things, the fact that I rolled so well when we had those unchecked outbreaks, I think was really what gave me, you know, still kept me in there enough to really have a chance. I mean, at some point, I would love to see like win probabilities, like they do on like you know sports apps and stuff. I mean, I think just based on current game state, before pulling that brains card, I feel like I'm like 90%, and then even after the brains card, I feel like I'm still like 70, right? Like even higher. I mean, it was just crazy. With 3 dice, I couldn't roll a 5, right? It's I don't know why I get surprised by these things anymore, for real. But we'll be back tomorrow. I got Gaia Project going tomorrow. Friday, we're going to do a playthrough of Maze Knight, Volcari's Quest. I have not gone against Questy McQuesterson in quite some time. So excited about that. Again, if you're interested in some solo playthroughs merch, check out my store. There is a link. There is a link in my description below, and there is a 25% off discount there, courtesy of Spring. So I used formerly Teespring, now Spring. But yeah, I really dig this shirt. A lot actually. So happy to put that out there. But any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. Thank you for joining me. Again, I'm sorry I put everyone to sleep. Everyone was like, oh, he's gonna win this, and then they left. And then I rolled 3 2s. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try John's recommendation and just roll with my opposite hand. Oh, 2 4s and a 3. Maybe John's onto something. I'll check it out. It's almost the opposite of 3 2s, but not quite. But so stupid, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go lick my wounds off camera. This was fun as always. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.